What's going on, everyone? This is Vaporware, and this is Lewis.
I'm Omero.
I'm Daniel, of course.
And today we have...
Okay,
yeah. So I was gonna say it was gonna be a surprise, but fuck it, why not? Let's just introduce everyone. Today we have two guests that are with us. We have to my left, which you cannot see.
why are you even doing that?
I'm Dan.
And to my diagonal upper right,
Adjacent.
They can totally see this.
yeah. No, go for it. You are
Omar.
Omar. All right. Thank you. God damn it. That was like one of the most drawn out introductions that we've ever done. Maybe not. I don't know. But what's going on, everyone?
Anyways, I hope you guys are ready for some real banter because we're going to
Oh, yeah.
Ready for some real talk with some real folks.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of talking over each other.
Yeah. I think last week's was pretty cool. It was just a nice chill stream. We got some of our
Aggressions out.
anger out about some
Did
things.
you guys start fighting?
No.
It's more like,
just venting.
frustrations, nerd.
What was last
Yeah.
week about?
Last week?
We talked about
bring it up again.
Yeah.
Well, we can have a recap. We talked
people
about
Last
go
time
back and
on
look for last
Vaporware.
I know, huh? We did record it. We were talking about X-Men and in the costumes and whatnot, and how X-Force is going to be like. Speaking of which, did you see the new image of Cable?
I saw an image of Cable. Is that
with
the?
That's probably the one.
Yeah, it was about 3 or 4 days ago that it came out.
Yeah, what do you think about that?
I mean, a lot of people are complaining that he's not this giant freaking dude,
Oh
but
my god.
Well, not everybody's Eric Larson. So.
I'm not. I like Josh Brolin, and I know he can play the character,
Yeah.
so I'm happy with it. Also,
What do you mean by giant bigger? Is like not buff enough or not tall
not
enough?
buff enough, not buff enough, not tall
Yeah, in the
enough,
comics,
not,
he's just like-
just not built
Yeah.
like that. But for the purpose of the character Cable, I don't think you need that extra
No.
size. You really don't. You need that attitude, this grizzled war veteran guy, and I think Josh Brolin's got it. I went to D23, saw him, he was rocking that haircut, and so we're like, oh, so we're getting that version. And then a couple, weeks later,
Sounds personal.
I think fans should just hold up because everybody complained about Heath Ledger being Joker, and Michael Keaton as Batman. So
Right.
now they complained about the casting choices and how
Yeah.
they look like, and now they're complaining about Josh Brolin.
I love it.
Yeah.
Well, I liked it too, but
I
the
don't
general consensus, the people out there that, I'm going to say it, don't know any better,
yeah. No, I agree. I like
The
it.
height doesn't bother me.
I just really hope that they maintain the same quality that they did with the first film. But
He's more
the
colored.
first film was planned over a decade, I hear.
it was a decade into
Yeah, it was a decade into
Well-
it, so they were refining this. I mean, Ryan Reynolds and his folks that were working on
right,
it,
right.
they were really just trying to push this idea for a while. So during a decade, they had a lot of time to refine that script to make sure the
But
jokes
they
were
didn't
funny.
though.
But what was it refined, or was it, please give me more money, please give me more money to finish the film?
There was that too, but I felt that script was very refined. It knew exactly what it wanted to be.
Well-
It didn't seem like it was
Beats were
pandering
good.
too much.
Yeah, I think a lot of
It
it
was its own
too
thing.
was because maybe the producers are hands off of it. They were like, let's just let this movie fail, and obviously the Ryan Reynolds and everybody were producing it were just like, well, we have something to show for it. Let's stick it to them and make it an awesome movie.
When you believe in something that you're producing, when
For
you
10
believe in a
years, I mean-
story, and these guys believed in it,
Yeah.
and they had every reason to believe in it because they knew that what they had was really good. And so, yeah, now I'm sure that those producers are going to want to put their sticky fingers into the
I
middle of
guess
this. And
that's the thing that I'm worried about is that they're going to try too hard to recreate what made the first one so special, and then it's going to end up being like super, fabricated. Just like trying to be the first film, which is cool. Like if they do come out with that, then that's fine. Like a retread of the first movie would be fine. But I don't know. As long as it's just not too, I guess. I don't know. It just as long as it's not too, I guess, fabricated and just for the sake of.
Well, it's best not to
Yeah.
hold your breath.
Yeah.
I'm concerned about the pandering possibilities, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Pandering to who and to what?
Uh,
Daniel.
to the mainly to higher ups in the company, to producers and stuff that are now like, well, you know what would be really funny is if we have this in here. Oh yeah, you guys are giving us more money. Okay, I'll put it in there for you. Because it happens all the time.
What did you think of Domino's design?
We discussed that, by the way, last
Yeah,
week.
Did I see that? I might have seen that. If I saw it, did she look pretty much like the comics?
She looked like a barf.
She looked like Barf?
Bartholomew?
Yeah. Wow.
I like the damn design.
they
These guys have their reserves about
I
it.
haven't seen the design yet.
I'll show you right now.
Because
She looks like a Foxy Cleopatra.
She does. She
Just
does.
Baseballs.
What?
with Barf's
No,
with
from
Barf's, like,
Gold Member.
Yeah, no, I know what he's talking about.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah.
She has that fro and she's kind of like hip.
that's
It's
a really
it
different
works,
take.
and which is why I like it so much, because they're not trying to like give her like a wig or anything like that. You know, like at first, you know, obviously I
It might
had
be a wig though.
well, that also might be a wig, but I mean they're not trying to like make like I don't know, just trying to make
Domino's
it, like,
in there. Do we
Domino
have
from the
like
comic.
Shatterstar and Warpath and stuff, or what?
Who?
Wait, what?
X-Force. She's only in there. She's a member of X-Force.
Wait, what? I'm sorry.
Oh, are they going to put Shatterstar or?
Yeah, well, I mean,
They are
why
doing
would you have
X-Force.
Cable and Domino? Because they're just X-Force characters, and
Well, they are building to X-Force.
There you go.
They're making
They're gonna have Psylocke in that.
Are
Not
they?
this one.
Oh wait, yeah, they are.
oh yeah, I did see that.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's okay.
What
I mean, it's different, but
I like
it's
it.
okay.
I don't like it. For the people that can't see, what do you see?
I thought it looked kind of like Typhoid Mary, really. I mean,
Yeah, I guess.
that was my opinion.
Yeah,
I
she
should
looks
immediately say Domino, but yeah, that's okay. I mean,
like who's the other Domino that people know of? The comic and then the Keira Knightley version, you know?
Which is forgettable.
Yeah, which is like whatever that was, you know? Which is like I don't remember who made it. It was one of the, I think Tony Scott made it. So I had that dark like tint to it.
Oh yeah.
But like that was like whatever, bounty hunter. No one cared.
that's okay.
Didn't even seem like a Marvel movie to me.
Yeah, it didn't.
I thought it was just like a bounty hunter movie or something like that.
Yeah.
I
don't
mean,
think anybody
I'm
knew what
also
it was.
not I'm also not the guy that says, "Oh my God, Domino, my favorite character ever."
The only thing I wish Cable had though was more color.
Oh yeah.
I'm looking for the blue and yellows.
I don't like his
some blue.
He's too military. It's like I don't really see
He's
how
all
good.
black and stuff.
Give him time. Give him time.
Give him
I
one
mean-
time. That's how he looks.
That's that's the thing that the X-Men movies tend to do is is they give them like a lot of like blacks and just like super dark.
Just
dark
leather in
colors.
general.
Yeah.
Just toss
It's
some
just,
leather
I mean,
on this guy, and we're done.
It's like Marvel's not afraid to just incorporate the color palette into the costumes.
Like you watch Avengers and it's
Well,
just like just a bevy of different
They
colors.
pretty much doubled down on that.
Mhm.
Except Falcon.
The last two, there was just nothing but color.
Yeah, except Falcon.
Falcon's just so generic.
Yeah,
he looks like a regular like goon.
He should totally be
Like he's
wearing
a
his
Marvel
original
goon.
comics
Well,
costume.
we're talking about how awesome would he be if he had and we actually talked about this last week. How awesome would Falcon be if we had like what Michael Keaton or Vulture had?
Oh, yeah.
in the Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, something more akin to that. That
I
would
won't be
make this more
surprised,
cool for the
dude.
movie.
Tony Stark already stole from that guy. He's probably gonna steal again.
Yeah.
He's gonna use
Falcon's wings are really stealthy, slick, awesome, and whereas Vulture's are really just clunky but very maneuverable. And
So you're saying he's like the A-10 warthog of superheroes, right?
there you go.
But Vulture was able to use his wings for stuff, you know?
Yeah,
Grab
instead
stuff.
of Falcon, it just
Like
has
go to
two
McDonald's,
Uzis.
right?
It was like
Uzi
it was
ripped
like
off.
4 arms he had, you know?
Well, his thing isn't necessarily about being a Falcon, his or anything like that. His thing
Right.
was he flew this military wing set,
Uh-huh.
and that's it. He hasn't decided to do anything. He has gone a different way with his technology. We saw a Red Wing in what was it?
That thing.
What was it? Civil War or
Was
whatever.
Red Wing in there?
Yes, it's a drone.
The little drone.
Oh, that's right.
Red Wing's
Yeah,
a drone.
yeah, that's
so
right.
basically, they're okay. They're both flying guys with wings, but each one's gone a different direction. So
Yeah.
Star Wars.
I'm okay with it. Star Wars.
Moving on now.
Yeah, I mean, we discussed it a lot last week.
Yeah. It looks good so far.
Which Star Wars?
No, the whole Deadpool thing.
Yeah,
Deadpool
okay.
2.
Yeah, as long as Gloss is in there.
Fox.
Yeah, he is in there.
I know.
At least that's one franchise that Fox knows what they're doing.
Well,
Let's
we'll
hope
see.
so.
Wait, yeah, and if they know what they're doing, all they do is just say, Ryan, just go.
Yeah.
Well,
Do
he's a
what you're gonna
producer on
do.
it, so I think he has power.
Yeah.
Scott the Power.
Unlike the Fantastic Four, which I'm sure a lot of viewers heard, and we were talking about this earlier. Fantastic Four is pretty much, in terms of comics, it won't be happening anymore. And it was it's because of the differences between Marvel Studios and Fox and the movie rights. I don't know. I don't like that. I don't like the fact that movies dictate what happens with the comics. I mean, I know that you disagree, Omar, but I like the Fantastic Four comics.
Well, I've been reading this book in regards to economics of comics and webcomics recently, and
What? Economics of webcomics?
and comic books.
Oh.
But
Oh,
the whole
what
first
comic?
chapter is talking about the economics of comic books, and they're saying, that obviously the golden age of comics is no more,
Yeah.
and that the industry is barely scrapping along, and they just need more people to buy. Kids don't buy the comics anymore.
What you do, you put holograms back on the covers.
You put the holograms back on the cover, but the problem
Olive
though,
oil covers.
the thing though is that people are into superheroes because of movies now.
Yeah.
And you have to, as much as I don't like it, the comic books have to reflect what the movies are doing now.
Yeah.
Business.
That's true. Yeah, no, that's true. I know. We
But do they have to buy comics? I mean, there's like all the services like Comixology,
You can order it, yeah.
Marvel Unlimited or
But the
whatever.
thing is that kids don't buy comics anymore.
Well, I'm saying they don't have to buy them. They
And
just
agents of
subscribe to the service.
About that?
You're right,
About
and I think that's what it should be.
appeal to
They should be like a
female
streaming
Loki fan
service.
base out there.
Wait, what's going on? What?
There's a Loki comic book called
Loki
Loki and the
comic.
Agents of Asgard. And it's Loki leading a team of heroes and everything, but it's all to capitalize, of course, on the Tom Hiddleston Loki, which has fangirls getting moist apparently and
That's a
stuff like
stupid
that.
following. I don't know where that came
Yeah,
from.
no, that came from
He's just a British guy.
Well, just because it doesn't
There you
aim
go.
to
That's
you,
the-
of course you're going to say it's stupid because you're not a teenage girl,
Yeah.
to my knowledge. But yeah, hey,
Maybe.
people change, okay? They change
Yeah,
all the time.
nowadays
Yeah.
people
Yeah.
change.
People
Gender
change.
fluid.
Mhm.
Yes, men's formation. But
Wait, so in the comic, is this image based on the movie?
yeah, they're basically
It's
playing around with
Thomas'
the movie
character.
things and everything, and they've been playing around with a lot of that. Everything is
I'd
getting
ask for
closer
so much
to the
money if I
movie,
was him.
and they're not
So-
entirely doing his likeness, so they don't have to do that.
Yeah.
So is
But
Loki
they're making it
androgynous?
as close to that.
I wouldn't want my likeness.
Is Loki supposed
Loki
to be
has been more
androgynous
and more
now?
androgynous too. Yeah. I think he's back to being male. Sort
Wait,
of.
he changed?
He's
Female?
back
Yeah.
to being a Bishi, a very
He's-
Lady Loki.
Yeah.
There was
Lady Loki was a thing.
Oh.
He turned
So-
into
so
a
is
she.
Is it a Bishonen or Bishojo?
What?
It's just Marvel.
Bishonen's a guy. Bishojo's a girl.
Yeah, or Loki.
Yeah, right now it's right now to be shonen. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, trying to be very. It's hitting that anime crowd for sure.
Yeah, it's hitting that anime crowd. It's hitting those
Oh,
girls in
those,
that
like,
particularly.
Those male anime characters who are like, are you a girl or not?
Yeah,
It
they
doesn't
want to watch
matter.
the relationship with the two guys with the bubbles around them and
Yeah.
it all looks sparkly and everything. But when you see two guys together,
So
in
is
real
he
life,
like-
that'll
Is he
fix
like
it
a-
right up?
Is he a protagonist or what is he in the
Yeah,
comics?
he said
He
has
is a
series,
protagonist.
Yeah.
He is a protagonist of some kind. I mean, he's still,
That's
he's still Loki. He's still a trickster and has his own agendas and stuff. But yeah,
but everything's for
I
good.
haven't entirely read it. My friend she's read it and she seems to enjoy it.
So is it like Suicide
Well, of
Squad
course
where
you
it's like
enjoy
a
it,
group of
right?
bad guys?
Yeah, she's in the target audience.
Is it like Suicide Squad where it's like a bunch of bad guys trying to fight other bad guys? Is that sort of deal? Or
I don't know. As far as I know, they're actually doing things that are attempting to save Asgard and do well for their homeland. So
Got it.
Mhm.
I haven't read any more, so I can't say any more than that. I
Sure.
just said conceptually, when characters popular in the film universe, we're be like, okay, we're going to hit that
Yeah, like
iron
Jim
and
Coulson.
just like get more money. Coulson, like Rocket Raccoon, let's just Guardians is so popular right now. Let's just hit that, make a new animated series too, and
I bought into it for a bit.
and let's make sure that you know, they use lines in the animated series that are from the films because that's how kids are going to get it, that there's a connection.
Well,
it's like when I first saw the first episode of Avengers Assemble, I almost vomited because they used lines from the Avengers movie and
Oh,
everything.
like
and
we
they're
got
like,
a Hulk and stuff
oh,
like that?
we got a Hulk. And I'm
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
but little kids would be like,
It feels
Pretty much.
it does feel just very fabricated, but I mean, this is something else we had discussed last week. In a way, I guess it kind of has to happen because if these movies didn't exist, Marvel Comics would probably not exist right now.
right.
And if it was, it'd be like you can probably only get things
Oh.
digital, and it would shut down a lot of
Marvel
They
Comics
went
doesn't
bankrupt
really.
like twice before.
Yeah,
Huh?
They were bankrupt like twice
Yeah.
before, and one of the times and everything, their stock, they turned it all into Toy Biz stock because Toy Biz was doing well.
Yeah.
And then they changed the name.
Well, I think Marvel Comics is kind of dead already. They're not producing anything original
No,
or anything
it's-
that's reflective of what kids like today.
Well, it's all advertisement for.
It's an advertising rag. Yeah.
Yeah, they don't have to. I mean, Disney doesn't make any new Mickey Mouses.
No,
Yeah.
Should.
How?
I think it really is just like keeping the keeping the interest going, and just it all really is just
It's true.
hey, this movie's coming out. Let's make a Howard the Duck comic because he showed up for like literally 2 seconds
Yeah.
at the end of Guardians of the Galaxy.
Here's a good
And then
point.
there's that extra pocket change, and then it keeps people interested for like the next, I don't know.
Doesn't he have his own ride or something?
Huh?
Does he have his own ride or some attraction?
What?
He's
Oh,
in the
oh.
attraction, I think.
Oh, he's in the
for,
attraction.
Oh yeah,
Disneyland,
for Guardians.
I thought it was a movie.
California Adventure.
Oh.
So he's actually one of the. They have a plush of him, and also the dog. The
Yeah,
space
they
dog.
just got a bunch of Donald Ducks and put a fucking hat on.
But yeah, where's his cigar though?
You know what they should have done? They should
Where's
have
his
just,
cigar?
like, they should have
Sold
just kept the
separately.
costume.
Uh-huh.
They used the same costume from the movie and just have him show up in the Marvel movies. Just have him walking around.
Yeah.
That would have been awesome.
Yeah,
No
it's just
CGI.
kinda how
Just use
the
the
like-
costume.
You know?
They have it somewhere.
Funny
Yeah.
part is,
Well,
I
they
think
did
that
that for the
Donald's
movie. I
actually
don't see why not,
Orpheus.
you know?
I mean, that would have been like, whoa, it's him, and he's like walking around, and he's like, drinking and stuff.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, I don't know.
As much of a badass as he is, I think Donald would kick his ass. Because
Oh, yeah.
he's a rage monster.
Yeah. Well, Donald Duck knows magic.
what?
Oh yeah.
Well, I think,
He knows the magic.
Daniel got it.
Yeah.
Oh yes. I got it.
Yeah.
And he got it too.
Still, little Daffy Duck's better than all of them.
Oh man.
That guy's great.
Yeah.
That guy's
Plucky?
psycho. No,
Yeah.
Plucky. No, Daffy Duck.
I really think
That's
that
it.
these the Marvel franchise that Disney has and the Star Wars stuff, they're just it's gonna exhaust.
Yeah.
Like
It's already starting.
Well, Star Wars is already fatiguing.
Really?
I think so.
Merchandising definitely is already
Yeah.
fatiguing.
But the thing is, it's like, they're going to go through as much money on it as possible, and then it's just going to get to the point where people are going to want something.
Something else. Yeah. No, I feel you.
I mean, it's getting. I mean,
Well,
people like the Marvel movies, but for me, it's kind of getting tiring. It's like,
Yeah.
reboot the whole franchise, or I don't
well,
know.
the thing is, each Marvel movie,
It's the same thing,
it,
and we already
it
discussed
feels,
it.
yeah. It just feels like a retread. The irony that we're discussing this, the fact that we've already talked about it.
But
I mean, but it's so true though.
but if we want
Yeah.
to discuss about retreads, let's talk about Episode 8, The Last Jedi.
Yeah.
We're kind of divided here. I personally think it's nothing more than just a remake of Empire Strikes Back. And Daniel.
Oh yeah, he said people were saying people were telling the director like, hey, this might be or this looks like a whole thing about episode of Empire Strikes Back.
Wait,
He's like, I don't care. That's what he said.
Yeah,
He was
what-
quoted saying like, yeah, I don't care.
Well, when Mark Hamill comes down and says, "Hey, I disagree with everything you're doing with this character," you don't just say that because want to stir the pot. You say that because
Also, Mark Hamill's kind of a rebel,
well, he did. He
Yeah,
knows.
yeah.
He knows they can't fire him.
Yeah, he does know that too.
If they kill off Luke Skywalker, everybody's gonna have
Yeah.
it's like fuck this guy.
He
So-
walks.
so
Tatum
he-
does too.
Yeah. And that's one thing. And here's my thing, though. Is like people are saying that he's becoming a great Jedi. I don't, whatever, speculate. But I don't like his, based off what I've seen on the trailers, I really don't like the direction they're taking the Luke Skywalker. Because for me, Luke, in context of Star Wars, is Superman.
Yeah.
He represents everything that the galaxy should be or could aspire to be, but obviously he failed to. And he should be that glimmer of hope.
Yeah.
But now he's like a freaking cave troll, like Obi-Wan in his planet, or like Yoda. I was like, dude, I figured at this time of the Star Wars lore, he should be the one. Hey, he should be like Sarek from Star Trek.
Yes.
The one that's solving disputes.
I mean, that's kind of like, I don't want to say poetic, but I guess it's poetic.
Mm-hmm.
That Yoda was an isolated character in his little hut.
Mm-hmm.
Obi-Wan was an isolated person in his little cave.
Yeah.
And Luke Skywalker now has become an isolated person.
Skywalker.
So like
I don't
whatever,
think
these people who studied the Jedi, whatever,
Yeah.
so much that they just become isolated and they kind of keep to themselves for whatever reason. So it's kind of like,
But Obi-Wan and Yoda they're a result of what happened in the prequels.
true.
Luke was
Yoda
just
went
like
to hiding. Obi-Wan went to hiding, sort of, to protect Luke.
Luke,
Luke went crazy?
redeemed his
No.
father, and
Okay,
he
Luke-
blew up the Death Star. Damn it.
Yeah, but Luke turned into a pussy. Go, oh no, Kylo Ren, and I gotta go run away. It's like,
But
dude,
that's not Luke.
That's not how they're playing
Yeah.
it.
But-
Luke would have sensed that Kylo, hey, what's this fucker doing in my home
Yeah.
planet? I better go over there and handle some business.
yeah, but I'm just saying that's how bad Luke is now. It's like he's not even.
I know
or
he's not the same Luke that we know.
I think maybe something tragic happened.
No, what they're saying is,
Still,
yes,
though,
it did. The whole
he-
Kylo thing was
trying to
tragic.
fix it.
The whole thing is tragic, but
He's
he
fucking
realizes he can't fix it. He can't fix it. What they're going for is the whole thing that Qui-Gon said. It's like, supposedly, somebody's got to be the guy to balance the Force. You know what the deal is with balancing the Force? Luke was running around being a crusading hero, doing all this stuff, and you know what? The Force balanced itself. How did it balance itself? Creating Kylo Ren and a mess of other threats. And so, what I get from the trailer is that he's tired of this stuff, and he realizes the more that he fights for the light side of the Force, the more he
they're gonna
fights
get
for things to go bad,
opposition.
the Force is going to find a way to balance itself and bring something terrible into the universe to combat him.
I can see and I can see in context of the character him getting tired of him. But I always felt like Luke was written as someone that perseveres through that. They killed his aunt and uncle. They killed Obi-Wan, and he blew up the Death Star.
It's true, but it isn't like I'm going to persevere through this and always fight these bad guys. If he comes to a realization that these bad guys, if what I know is true about the Force, always wanting to try to balance itself, this is just going to happen the more I try to balance and put things more on the light side.
So you're saying that he just pulls himself out of the galaxy?
Basically, he's come to what seems to be a realization that the more he fights for what's good and right,
the more
the
people die.
universe and the Force is going to balance things and toss more crap into the universe that's going to cause more problems.
Yeah, that makes
So
sense.
it makes a lot of sense, and you're right.
Is that
But because he eliminated himself,
Star
now
Wars
you have like 7,
Yeah.
8 systems that blew up because of this first
order.
order.
Believe that though.
And that's exactly why he's saying, I'm not touching it this time. Because this is the result of the kind of thing that I did, and of all these years of peace and all these other things that I did with trying to establish my Jedi, and then all of a sudden it started taking a downturn. This is the end of that downturn that he feels is somehow his fault. So he's like, I'm not touching it this time. I'm going to let this thing play out, level out, and then things will finally be in balance, and I'm not gonna screw with it. This is Homer Simpson in his time toaster, trying to go back again and say, look, this time I'm not going to touch anything and change the future.
But then he gets mad and then touches
And then
everything.
he's getting mad and then he touches everything, which could be what happens.
Yeah, something's gonna pull him in.
Luke's gonna be, and he's gonna be very upset because this concept, I feel, is totally right. I think this is exactly where Luke is with things, because for all the good he did, everything in the universe is turning on the other side of the coin right now. And he's just like,
Say, fuck it.
fuck
No,
this.
I'm leaving.
Fuck this. I'm not doing this. Oh, we need your help. Here's Rey, and hands him his lightsaber. He's like, you don't know. You're going to go out there. You're going to fight the good fight. and the Force is going to balance that, and you are going to have to keep fighting forever and ever.
So she's going to be the balance, then, right?
Yeah,
she's going to balance both dark and the light.
No, she isn't. She's going to put it more on the light side, so the dark side is going to rise up more, and that's why he's going to be like, no.
But then to address the rumors that she's possibly a clone of Palpatine, you know.
What?
I wish, but I
So
don't
why
think
is her
that's the
fighting
case.
style the same? And why is she so aggressive?
Just.
There's a
Look,
reason why.
I got my fingers crossed for that. Everyone else says she's a Kenobi. I would love it to be Palpatine, but
It
tell
has
you
to
the
be
truth,
something with Palpatine.
no, it isn't. I'm so sure it isn't.
Kenobi got mad.
I hate to say again.
Kenobi got mad too.
Yeah,
was
Kenobi got
young.
mad. Exactly. You know, and I want that to be the thing. Believe me, I would love that because it helps to validate Palpatine as a character. Disney and their brain trust are writing this thing. You don't want to tie into somebody that nobody cares about. People don't buy Emperor Palpatine lunchboxes. This has
No one's gonna buy a
this
Snoke
has to be
lunchboxes.
poetic in a fairy tale
Lego.
kind of way.
Oh, he's a Fett then. Oh, she's a Fett.
No. Guess what? You know who's popular? Because
Ray Fett.
that would be merchandising wise. That would be awesome. But for Disney and the way that they're going to weave these things, it's going to be more obvious. It's going to be more sentimental and more. That's just
Cookie
how Disney
cutter.
does it.
It's just, I feel.
Story wise, I think the better story would come from her being a Palpatine.
I think so too, and I really think that Palpatine is a smart guy. I'm sure he had contingency plans.
Yeah, no, and that would be
Well,
that would
there
be
is that
great.
canon
But you know
contingency
what?
plan in the new game, right? The Battlefield and Battlefront 2.
Oh yeah.
Where
Nobody
he's still alive.
Nobody buys this Pez dispenser
No
with
one's talking about
Palpatine's
that.
face on it.
I
Okay.
did.
It's just fucking relevant.
I did.
You don't
Collectors.
I did.
Yeah. No, little girls don't buy that. Little boys don't buy that. Oh, I want the old, gross-looking old man. No, it doesn't happen. Granted,
I
Obi-Wan was my favorite figure when I was little because of
Yeah.
the
Well.
lightsaber. But you know, but usually that's not it. I would love it if it were. I really hope that Snoke is who you know people have been saying for a while.
Darth Plagueis.
The Darth Plagueis, because that would be a wonderful way.
Like
Oh,
give him
hey,
credit,
by the way, you know,
Just
some of
so
this stuff
many
might be
reviews.
spoilers,
You're
or
giving
people that want to be like, no.
How can it be a spoiler if we don't know what we're saying?
Well, no, the
We can't
thing is,
say-
people don't even
spoiler
want-
means we haven't.
No, people don't even want to read rumors.
Oh, they're bad.
Oh,
anything.
Oh, man.
They
It's
Warning.
just a theory.
That's their problem.
Theory.
If
These
there
are all
was-
guesses.
If you don't like rumors, don't listen to the part that we said earlier.
Yeah.
So, erase your brain.
All this is educated guesses.
Hindsight.
Anyway, back to the rumors.
Okay. Well, you know, there's one of the images, right, with that fur ball. That's supposed to be the new Ewok.
I haven't seen this yet, so I'm
It's
really
on the
curious.
floppy ears, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I've seen that before
Okay.
in like an anime or something.
Oh no.
Which
It looked
one?
like I don't know, but it looked like a cartoon like I've seen before.
Is it a Pokemon?
Looked like a floppy ears and had like goggles, like pilot goggles, you know, like from like the 1940s.
Oh, that's marketable.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
But it looks something like I've seen it before. It's like this looks way too
Kids are
familiar.
gonna buy that.
And
Well,
somebody copied it
Who do
somewhere.
who do you think made it?
What do you mean? The character?
Yeah, it's obviously
Disney?
people. No, it's obviously people that like anime more than anything else. I mean,
True.
It's a new generation.
Yeah.
No, well, you know,
Yeah.
they want to market to anybody and everybody. Oh my gosh, it's adorable.
No. Okay.
But doesn't it look familiar?
Yeah.
It has long ears.
It looks like something from like a cartoon that I've seen before.
I mean,
Dude, that has nothing. That's just meant to sell toys.
does it have arms or no?
Yeah, it has arms.
Little Carlo, and probably talks too, I think.
Yeah, it's gonna have like
Is
some
it
kind
really
of cute talking.
Crazy short, or are they huge? Or is that just
they're
a head
short.
or whatever?
Yeah, they're
like
real
rabbits.
small. They're like the size of BB-8 almost.
They're like little rabbits.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, that's really cute.
But
I
it looks
can see-
familiar. I've seen it somewhere. I don't know where, but I've seen that character somewhere before.
It looks like whatchamacall, one of those a Digimon character actually with the long ears and the
Yeah.
rabbit.
Maybe.
Yeah, since we're looking at an image of Kylo Ren and her fangirl over here,
Who?
the Asian girl,
Oh,
the Asian
her.
actress.
She's what? She's a Kylo Ren fangirl? What?
Well, the thing is, here's the thing from what I read is that not Kylo Ren. I'm sorry, I meant Finn
Finn.
Balor.
Finn Balor?
Finn, right?
Demon.
The thing is, like, apparently at this point in the movie, he's a celebrated hero. Like people were like, "Oh man, you stood up to Kylo Ren and this and that," and I'm just like,
What? He's a
okay,
celebrity?
only 2 people would know that. It's like Ray and then him.
Well,
And
yeah,
like,
but why wouldn't they say that in their report? I'm
Well,
pretty sure
you
they
know,
have
for the
reports,
most-
right?
it's just like this. It's just like, how? Okay, he stood up to him and he jobbed down to Kylo Ren.
Yeah,
It's
he
not
was
like
right.
Luke. It's not like Luke blowing up the
It was the
freaking
work.
Death Star and saving the rebellion, dude. That is something to be celebrated about. This guy was just like, I'm going to try to, save my girlfriend.
Not even his girlfriend. One of you would be like, "Hey, check this out. I'm gonna save your life." Oh shit!
So what does she play? She plays like a mechanic or something, I heard?
She's, I think she's one of the ship pilots or something like that.
Pilot or mechanic?
Mechanic pilot, I don't know, the same thing.
That's not really the same thing.
Yeah,
Well,
Han
she's
Solo
a
was a
mechanic.
mechanic.
It's 2 jobs.
She's a mechanic for the.
Yeah, I heard it's like a
something
mechanic and like, I guess they help each other out or something, or she
Mhm.
escapes with him, or I don't know. It just seems. And I don't think she's from somewhere too, right?
Are those them?
She's like from the internet or something, or she's like on a YouTube channel. Or
Yeah, she's just some celeb or some shit.
Oh really? Oh, okay.
Something like that. She was only like something really small, and then now she's doing Star Wars. But hey, we have Rey, I guess.
Okay.
Well, it's the same
Yeah,
shit.
using armor, right?
I see the shoulders being very samurai segmented kind of look. So
The
yeah.
thing, for me though, is like, it's like it looks really cool. It looks really original, right, armor wise. But the red is just telling me it's like, well, we can't think of anything else, so let's just take something from like Return of the Jedi and make it.
I mean, it kind of makes sense though. I mean, since Palpatine's still canon in the universe, there must be a reason why there's still Imperial guards.
Yeah,
And
I'm okay.
like I
with
said, he's still canon, so we'll see how that turns
It just
out.
sounds like recycling to me.
Thank you.
Well, obviously it
You're
is. I mean,
supposed to
shit.
recycle.
No, here's the thing. Is the thing I'm disappointed with Disney is that they're too scared to push with their new ideas,
No, they're just not creative.
or that too. But they're just too scared. I mean, at least George Lucas introduced us to new things. Regardless if you didn't like the prequels or not, at least they were fresh movies
This is true.
with fresh ideas.
Disney paid, what was it, $2 billion or something?
Yeah, they made it
Four.
back. They made it back with episode
4
7,
billion.
right? 4.4 billion.
You know what?
They made it back.
If I were, yeah, that's true. But still, if I were them, I would want to make sure things are a little bit more on the safe side just to make sure that their investment works out. I mean, I think Rogue One was a big
That's
departure, and
yeah.
that was a very chance kind of movie.
But that's what we're saying, Dan.
They probably should have done that first, in my opinion, because Rogue One, after coming after 7, it's just another movie. It doesn't feel fancy. It doesn't feel like a Star Wars movie. It
Well,
sure looked like one, but it wasn't Star Wars.
The problem with the Rogue One, it was just a bad movie.
Nobody-
If you take the Star Wars out of it, it was a bad movie.
No, it was. There were no characters that were really endearing. I mean,
Yeah,
sure,
it
the
didn't-
bad guy was.
But it
and
didn't matter because y'all died.
Yeah,
They were
yeah.
supposed to die.
Yeah.
But that's so
No,
not
the
like.
movie's just there to cover up a plot hole from the
I didn't
That's-
even learn the captain guy's name until after. I just called him Mustache for the first few months after I saw the movie.
Captain
Yeah.
Who?
Mustache,
Wait, who's that guy?
Diaboluna.
mustache.
Who?
Diaboluna.
Oh, the
He,
Spanish
he
guy.
tries to kill Jin's dad.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Parent.
his
But
name's
see, isn't
Mustache.
Oberyn
Isn't that
Martell.
so unlikely of Disney film to release something like that?
Say again.
Is that not so unlikely of Disney to do that? I mean, I expected better from Disney, especially for something that's going to have that much money in it.
Yeah, I think it's
I didn't feel the loss. There were.
The
I
thing-
didn't feel these characters had.
Well, I heard that
The
the
charisma.
Jen Erso, Felicity Jones, was supposed to survive the movie, and I heard that she was already a rebel operative, in the original script.
Uh-huh.
That they sent her out to do this, not this. Oh, let's feel sorry for you. You're a crook and all that.
Some baby bitch.
The thing is, it's like with Star Wars, with Rogue One, like we were talking about earlier. That I told this to Omar. That's the first Star Wars movie I watched on the opening weekend, where I saw people walk out of it. There's 2 people next to me who walked out halfway through the movie, and then I saw a mother and their boy walk out during the Darth Vader scene. And I was like, that was inconceivable for me. To see anything.
So why during the Darth Vader scene? Because that's what most people would be there looking for.
Well, where was his lightsaber?
It
Which
wasn't
one?
a
The
very
first
big
one or
scene,
the
though.
second one?
Huh?
The first one or the second one?
No, in the first one where they're conversing in the castle.
They walked out of that scene?
Yeah.
Because of the thing he said?
I don't know what he said, but they just walked out.
But
It's
everyone
like-
knows what he said.
What'd he say?
Don't choke on your aspirations.
Yeah,
You know, he was holding, that's what?
aspirations.
Aspirations. He was holding like his neck, you know, because he was choking on it.
Okay, that was the one
He
character
made
that
a
I found
pun or a joke.
after I watched the movie twice because some
Tried.
friends of mine wanted to go a second time. I really didn't want to.
Oh, and then
what's
like in
his
the
name?
prequels, or not prequels, the previews, his like helmet was off. It looked weird because he turned back. Yeah, you never see Darth Vader turn back. He's always looking forward, right? Because you know the
he turns his whole body.
because like the constrictions of the costume.
Batman, like
And this one, he was
Batman.
walking away, turned back, and his like helmet looked weird and all that. So I think they did reshoots or they covered it up with CGI. But yeah, that looked kind of dumb.
What was his name? What was the Imperial bad guy's name in Rogue One?
Which one?
Krennic.
Krennic.
Krennic?
Yeah. No, I like him. He's a funny character. Yeah,
He's
the second
good. I
time
liked him.
around. I mean, you like
he's a good fuck up.
he's well, yeah. No, this guy has worked so hard for the Empire. I've done all these great things. Look at me. I got this Death Star, and it's like Tarkin is amazing. He's like, oh, okay, well, cool. I'll take your Death Star now. Don't let the door hit you on the way out, you asshole. And then the first thing he thinks of is, well, I'm gonna go complain. I'm gonna go talk to Darth Vader and talk to him about
The
this.
thing is
And he gets him out in the bath.
Yeah.
It's like he would just dub that and be like, oh, what does this asshole
Yeah,
want?
this shit better be good, dude. This shit-
So he's outside, he's already pissed off because he's pulled out of the bath.
But the thing is, I don't even know why he goes to Vader. Is he even is he an executor, or is he like a top guy?
I
mean,
think-
he is Palpatine's right hand man. But I always felt like he played the Darth Maul role, like go do my
He was
shit.
just a special dude. Because even when he was at the Death Star, when they questioned him,
Yeah.
they were literally just, they're just saying, oh, you're just like, the stool pigeon. Either way, you
Yeah,
have
'cause
power. But they're saying, like, you don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, all those guys, all the officers, they talked to him like they were above him.
I
Because
think
Darth
that-
Vader is the highest form of nepotism.
Well, they do. No, but Krennic wasn't. Krennic was still below like Tarkin.
Well,
Yeah, well,
He was just a
that's what
scientist.
Krennic thought he was big, hot stuff, and I don't think he personally knows Vader like Tarkin does. So that's one of the reasons why he's like, yeah, don't let the door hit you on your way out.
Well,
You're
I think
talking
that's
about the Death Star went to my friend. Tarkin and I are buddies. Get
Yeah,
out of
and that's
here.
what I think that's what Vader did. He called Tarkin and was like, "Hey, your bitch came over here."
He's whining about it. Yeah, he whined about it. Tarkin's probably laughing on the other end of the phone and be like, yeah, I thought that a little retard would do something like that. Yeah.
We're just gonna cast him away on
We're
that
gonna
planet.
send him back to the one planet. We're gonna send him back over there with all the records and stuff like
and we'll
that.
blow him up.
And then yeah. And then you know what we'll do? You know what'd be funny? No, what's funny? What would be funny is if we start up and we do our test shot on the planet with him on it. Wouldn't that be poetic? It'd be like, oh, that's great. Totally, you should do that. You
That's
take
a good one,
pictures.
boss.
You record that for me, right? Yeah.
Oh, man.
And that's what they do. And then all of a sudden, Krennic wakes up one morning. It's like, my Death Star. Oh, wait.
I think he did wake up. He realized it got fired on him.
Yeah.
But the thing, to add the lousiness of that character, I mean, why would
Wait, lousiness of what character?
the Krennic? I mean, like,
He wasn't lousy.
well, not lousy, but like, dude, he goes and gets what's his name, the Urso guy. I need you back to finish this project, and he clearly does not want to go. So, wouldn't you think that would be a liability to have him, working on the laser, especially if he doesn't want to do it?
Bottom line is, he wants to advance his career, and the only way to do it is to have this guy who's smart with doing these things to do it for him because he can't do it himself. So, if he's going to do that, he's going to have to take him by force, and that was a risk that he was willing to take so that he would look really cool in front of Tarkin and Darth Vader and the Emperor, and so he thought he was super high up, and the rest of them were like, well, you made this thing for us, thanks.
So he's basically a career, like corporate guy, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Politician.
And he really thought that
Well,
the
I think-
rest of the Empire loved him, and no.
The best way you can think about him, he's more like a Roman like aristocrat, because he's obviously has high ranks, and he's just trying to schmooze his way up with all this all this new technology he's trying to make, but then he just gets cut off by Tarkin, of course. But you can totally tell he's trying to get on top with his actions.
Well, yeah, because all he is doing, he's the organizer. He's not the guy that built the thing. He's just the guy that found the people that could understand what how to build it, because it was based off of the plans from the whatchamacallit,
from Mads Mikkelsen.
the bug people from
He's like a
the
project
Geonosians. The Geonosians designed the thing,
Oh, right, the actual
and
structure.
like you needed people that were tech people. He's not a tech guy. He is not. All he did is put together a team of people that could work on this
He's a
thing,
project manager.
and he also executed a mess of them. He's just he is a product manager. He's pretty much middle management.
I mean, you guys just talk. What are you guys trying to say? What's up?
Reservation.
Yeah.
I already did mine.
Okay.
Yeah. Almost died. Thanks.
And then I did mine already.
You can
Okay.
die in that game?
Whatever.
Yeah. Why wouldn't you die in a
No,
game?
no, it's everspace. You can ever live.
I mean, you could if you're good.
yeah.
So
So he was an interesting character. He basically was there to show off the how things work within the Empire. If you're not one of the top 3 guys, the odds are, and if you work really hard for them, the odds are they're still really not good.
It's funny how they kept it secret, the Death Star.
Yeah.
They're telling him, yeah, there is no Death Star, so don't worry about it. And they're, what's his name, Tarkin and Darth Vader were telling him, yeah, there's no Death Star.
Yeah.
Thanks for the project, but yeah, this doesn't exist anymore. It's off the books.
And it's like, no, but I need my credit for this. I want to go talk to the Emperor, and so that the Emperor knows. Wait, wasn't that one of the things he said when he talked to Darth Vader? Would you put in a good word with the Emperor
Yeah.
for me? Because that's it. He's the middle management guy that got cut off and was like, oh, guess what? You're off the project now, so everything's good. No, I did this so that I could put it on my resume and climb up higher in the company. No, that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
So,
oh boy.
I don't know. He's a cool character in a way that,
And it's sad.
it was a sniveling character. The thing is, I think Star Wars is probably the worst example to use him in. Because I see stuff like that type of character in Spartacus, and it does it really well because they do way crazier shit than they do than just building the Death Star. They actually go out of the way to kill like their own actual comrades and whatnot, just to have their own, just to push their own political agenda in Rome. So that's
the guy is not a badass, and that's what's really funny about him.
Yeah.
He plays it off like he's the big old, oh man, this is my Death Star and everything. All he did is
But the one thing
he hired people that were good.
I mean, it's cool. Like I guess the character's kind of interesting, but at the same time, it's like he doesn't feel like an Imperial soldier or Imperial person at all. The way he's acting, he's
No.
not. He's not acting like Tarkin. Tarkin's doing a guy that actually has some sense on him.
No, he's just power hungry.
Yeah,
he
he's
just
kinda
wants
sad.
to. He just wants to keep moving up in the system, and that's it.
Yeah.
And
If I was fucking Vader, I would have just choked him out and threw him in the lava.
and Tarkin knows that. That's why he says, "Okay, your project doesn't exist anymore. I'll take it from here. You've done a good job for the Empire. Now, don't let the door hit your ass on the way out."
Pretty much.
Do people still think the exhaust port is the flaw?
No.
Wasn't it the whatever is inside the thing?
For the longest time, people thought that the exhaust port was the design flaw.
The exhaust port isn't a design flaw. It's the fact that it's close to something else that can be hit from the exhaust port, I believe.
Oh, the one that traveled the concussive blast.
From what it sounded like, it's like the integrity of like what the power, whatever it was, what they blew up, is like really weak and like it's easy destroyable.
Well, I don't,
Yeah.
because
Yeah, he just made it like.
they say it's ray shielded, right? So
Yeah.
maybe they didn't make the ray shield that strong.
Because a lot of people were saying, oh, they designed a exhaust port, haha. They picked the
But
whole idea with the
how is this going to move without an exhaust port?
Yeah, but people just they just thought that was the flaw and not the they didn't listen. Like it was the actual shielding in the
The ray shield.
in the reactor. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm sure that there was some explosive part of the Death Star's anatomy that was really close to that didn't need to be close to it, but Galen Erso was like, here, we'll just put this highly volatile thing right here, so in case you need to dump some explosives down here. I'll be like, hey, you could have put that on the other side of the Death Star that's extremely armored.
Yeah, that movie was bad.
Yeah.
You know what's
Could've been
going
better.
to be worse? It's a Han Solo movie.
Well, I already has problems with
Hey, you remember that Han Solo song from the...
Oh,
the
Jesus.
dance
Yeah,
game?
the
Oh, God.
Xbox Connect dance party.
Oh right, that game.
I'm Han Solo. I'm Han Solo.
I don't think we'll go that far right now.
I hope this is the soundtrack for the new movie.
What?
The Han Solo movie.
Yeah.
Oh.
I really think that the idea of doing a Han Solo movie is absolutely stupid.
Yeah.
I think that there are better parts of the Star Wars universe to focus on other
Yeah,
than
it's either
a
that or
character
Boba
that
Fett.
Harrison Ford made famous. I mean, that's pretty awful in
You
my
can't make it
opinion.
any more famous.
Yeah, just don't touch that. There's plenty of other things to deal with. Boba Fett, yes, I would totally make a film for that
Dude,
guy because he's mysterious and people want to know more. So
not anymore.
well, yeah, no. He's probably, instead of not knowing his origin, you've got 7 different origins for the guy. So, I mean, people love him. People love all those bounty hunters. And
Well, see, there we go. I would like to see movies based off the other
There
bounty
you go.
hunters.
yeah, you would just have a bounty hunter race movie. Like, what was that one where everyone's, was it Mad World? That there's like some buried treasure in some certain area.
Like those
And
cannonball
people
runs?
are- Yeah. People are
like
like
a rat race.
going
Rat
across
race,
the
yeah.
country and stuff
Bunch of
like
bounty
that.
hunters going after
Yeah,
that.
that's what kind of what I'd like to see. I mean, if
That'll
you
be
see
enjoyable.
That'd
if
be
you
fun
see it
watch,
from
yeah.
Boba Fett's perspective, that's okay, and how he gets there first, and how he trips up the other guys so they don't make it in time, and you
That
know.
would be fun. Yeah.
Yeah, you can
That
explore
would
the
be
other bounty
fun.
hunters, Bosk, IG-88. You can actually
Yeah.
show them.
And Greedo. they
Yeah,
got
I would
Greedo.
totally toss in some other bounty hunters you haven't seen before, so that you can have people
Yeah.
to kill. And
Predator.
And you know what I would toss in? I would toss in Cad Bane. Maybe that's where you would kill him too.
Okay.
Cad Bane from Clone Wars.
Right.
So if it's
I don't watch
a
that
prequel to whatchamacallit, that would be great to have some of those guys. Cad Bane, Aura Singh.
No. I know who he is, but
Aura Singh is a girl with like long fingers.
This is episode 1.
She's in episode 1. You see her for like a second. They go by her, and you saw Clone Wars, right?
no.
Why?
The cartoon, right?
Yeah.
No. Right?
The CG one.
No.
It's like the best Star Wars thing out there
That's
now.
what I hear.
Other than the
Here we go.
whatchamacallits.
But there's like,
Yeah.
I don't know, kids. There's like just
Wait.
kids in the show.
There's kids in the show?
They're all young.
Wait, who's so young in the show?
Aren't they young?
It's the
you-
clones.
Are you
He's
getting
talking about
Rebels?
Rebels.
Are you getting
Oh,
Rebels?
I'm thinking
no,
about
no, no.
Rebels. What are you talking about?
Clone Wars, the one that came before Rebels and is good. Rebels
The
is like
CG.
No,
the
but
cartoon.
the clones were kids when the show first started.
Wait a minute, was
This guy trying
Clone...
to be all
there were no kids in that show.
I thought.
I mean,
Wait, was
you
Clone
confused
Wars
Yoda for
the
a child,
cartoon,
'cause
the animated one or the CG?
it's the CG one.
There's a CG version?
Yeah.
It's a CG one.
CG one
It
came
went
after the
for
cartoon.
5 seasons.
Oh.
Because the CG one was just the Samurai Jack ripoff.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so I remember
And
that
then when
one.
you try to stylize Star Wars so much, where it
Yeah,
just looks like
they had
crap.
that one scene with Obi-Wan, Mace Windu. He was like
Yeah, Windu
Supreme
versus
Jedi.
Grievous.
Oh, when Grievous was actually big?
Yeah,
That's
when
so
Grievous
stupid.
wasn't the coughing robot.
Yeah, I don't know why
Yeah.
they nerfed him in the third movie. but-
Well, it's like you don't want him to be too powerful, right? You
Well,
want to make your
well-
heroes be able to beat him,
He had
right?
4 lightsabers,
well, that's
man.
why. Oh, that's why you have problems with the.
It'd be
with
like
the
just a
episode seven.
lightsaber threshing machine. So,
I mean, it would have been cool if
Kids.
actually.
What?
I thought the
in
clones
Clone
were-
Wars,
I thought when they started out they were kids.
well, you see them as kids at various parts
They
of the
just
Yeah.
grow really
But in the
fast.
first episode, it follows Yoda, and he's taken command of a group of clone troopers, and they're basically holed up, and mess of droids or clankers, as they call them, were
Yeah.
heading towards them. And it's, like one of the clones is like takes off his helmet, and he's like, "What's it even matter? We're just clones. We're gonna die for this republic, and we don't mean anything. We're totally replaceable." And Yoda says, "I don't see that in you. I see individuals." Then they all take off their helmets and everything. You guys, you may be clones, and you may be bred to fight and everything, but you're all individuals. You're all different, and you all matter in this, and you matter to me.
And
And that was his first thing.
Dang, dude.
And
They all look the same, though,
they
right?
they have different hairstyles.
They have
different all
they
these
vary
other
them
things.
up a little bit.
And
Oh, man.
as you get to know them, even though they all have the same voice, yeah, they are different. And that's one of the things that immediately says, damn, these clones are actually cool. They effectively retro did the whole clone thing, and these times when you watch that, sometimes when a clone dies, you're like, oh shit, I really like that guy, because they showed that they have a personality. They showed that they're an individual, and that's the start of how Clone Wars goes. It goes further, of course, to include all the other characters that were in the prequel trilogy and fix them. Because if Clone Wars, if you think of it as anything, it is a patch for the prequels. That is exactly what it is. So,
In many ways,
I don't want to. I don't know. I don't know about that. I mean, I don't want to think of it that way.
it is.
Yeah,
Okay,
but then-
what do you think? How do you figure? It's
What?
entirely different? Because it is
Well,
a patch.
Clone
for
Wars. Well, I mean, you can call it that, I guess. But I mean, I still rather see the movie the three prequel movies I've seen as standalones, and I don't need to have some companion app or companion show to show me that. Hey, look, this is still kind of decent, guys. Look,
No.
let's justify shit.
They
Sort of like
they,
Rogue
they do
Yeah.
justify it. They do fix
I don't
it.
need them to justify
They
it. Though.
they make Obi-Wan okay.
I want them to justify why Stormtroopers suck.
Wait, so but I have
make
to
it-
watch it?
They make
Rogue
these guys what?
It sounds like I have to watch it in order for the
Well,
prequels to make.
Right,
But
it's pretty much
That's
it.
dumb though. I don't want to watch it.
Could you
No,
watch
it
it?
Well, I mean,
no,
if-
the
if-
prequels are okay. The prequels are not that great.
All right.
Yeah.
I think
Spoiler.
what you're trying to say is that if you want to bring a little bit more respect to the prequels, then
You have to watch this other show.
he suggests to watch the Clone
That's
Wars.
it.
Can watch it in place of.
This seems like
Oh,
homework.
Well, you don't have to watch it. It's just a suggestion.
No, not
It's just
really.
a question, okay?
Yeah, well, in place because they don't cover all the events. The main events of the prequels they leave out of that. Sometimes they
Okay.
mention them, but for the most part, it is a companion thing to the prequels, which are generally all over the place
Yeah.
and don't know exactly what they want to do with their characters. Obi-Wan and Anakin, I don't find very charismatic there, whereas they keep with the same style, the same voices and everything for Clone Wars, and they fix it just a bit. You see Anakin, having more and more bloodlust along the way, and it's just like, whatever, this guy was going to kill people, so I ran him through with my lightsaber. You can't just go run through people through with your lightsaber. You know what? We'll talk about this later.
This is the same deal that I think the Rebel cartoon had also, where there's a bunch of lore in there, and it's all canon. So some people feel obligated to watch that in order to get the new Star Wars.
Rebels is, it's about.
Like the saga should be standalone, but now I'm like, oh, you should watch the Rebels because there's so much little things that they added.
Rebels is about a fifth as good as the Clone Wars. Clone
What?
Wars,
Yeah,
yeah,
it's
no,
a fifth?
really, yeah, a fifth.
Fifth.
It's about 20%.
Oh.
What Clone Wars was in
Put a
terms
number
of,
to it.
it plays down to you because it really is.
For kids.
It is. Oh, you're dealing with a Rebels. It's a family show. They have the two
Misfits.
parents, the two kids, the dog, which is the big alien
There's a
guy,
dog, oh.
and the little droid too, which is an ashcan droid with attitude. So really, there's some good stories in Rebels, but for the most part, I have trouble seeing past the fact that they're pushing this family dynamic just forefront of these. If they would have killed one of those characters, I would have been all in, but I'm not, and I know what this is for. And so in Rebels, they go to different parts of it and start explaining some stuff. They rely heavily on, when they get good, they rely heavily on Clone Wars. Like, okay, we did a mess of stuff season 1 that was our family cute stuff and all this kind of stuff. And now season 2, we're actually going to do some storytelling. So what they do is they take those characters and they bring back some characters from Clone Wars. And there's some really great episodes there, and I do recommend watching.
The only thing I saw from Rebels was the fight with Ahsoka and Anakin when he becomes Darth Vader.
It's okay.
Was that Rebels?
Yeah, that's in Rebels.
Okay.
Yeah. And they leave that unclear as to.
Yeah, which I was hoping that they would kind of explain in the newer movies.
Yeah, it would be nice, and I think she should be dead, although I like her.
I think you should bid. Oh, there we go.
So
she's a cool
are
character.
you watching it regularly?
Yeah, pretty much.
It's over, right?
I'm pretty caught up. I think it might be over, but the one episode you need to watch is
Oh boy.
Right.
3 old-ass clone troopers versus a crap ton of stormtroopers.
Oh, yeah.
So they don't explain why Stormtroopers are bad or what?
Kind of.
Because I want to see. I want a
So
real.
now
I
you're
want
watching-
an actual explanation. And,
Yeah,
like,
how do they
I
become
don't want.
veterans?
I just don't want to see.
They're
hey,
not
shit, why these
clones.
Stormtroopers suck dick.
Yeah.
They're not clones.
They're recruits.
They're recruits put through like training protocols that the Empire thinks is good enough, and you slam a blaster in their hands and just be like, "You're good, trooper. You go."
Okay, so this is an image I keep seeing about the Rebels,
Rebels.
or the Rebel cartoon, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know, maybe you can explain this, right? There's a bunch of characters with lightsabers,
Uh-huh.
and they spin it really fast. And
Oh
they
yeah,
fly.
I'm sorry. You can't defend fucking helicopter.
What is that?
lightsabers.
That.
Yeah,
you can't
I
defend that
know what
shit.
that is.
Explain that.
That's okay. Okay, I'm going to explain that right now.
Okay.
Explain how that
That's
works.
garbage.
Where's lift?
Okay.
That's
I know-
stupid. There should be no lift on these things whatsoever. This is just somebody that's an animator or somebody, then the director said, "Oh, okay, yeah, we can totally do that," which is absolutely dumb. They could use the Force to slow their fall. I mean,
I get
technically,
that.
what's the purpose of spinning your blade as you do that? To look like a helicopter, and
Yeah.
for no real reason to actually.
You're not even attacking someone. That's
Yeah,
weird.
they
like,
made a mess of because they wanted some dark Jedi kind of thing, and they realized that with Darth Vader, they weren't. They
couldn't
would
touch
only
it.
have one dark Jedi during that time period, so they couldn't touch it. So they made these Inquisitors that were trained in the dark side by Darth Vader, and some people really like them. I personally think they're absolutely stupid. They're just an attempt to get another lightsaber toy on the shelf and have some more what they think are cool-looking enemies, and I say no, not really.
I think it dilutes the Darth Vader's role in the original trilogy, and I
do.
think having these other Jedi's dilutes Luke Skywalker's purpose.
But it's for the kids, so the kids can go up to the.
Like I said, hashtag not my Star Wars.
Yeah, well, the kids can go up there and it's like, the Inquisitor's cooler than Darth Vader, Dad. And then some kid gets smacked.
So so they don't really explain it physically or the physics of it.
No,
like
there's
why?
no physics of that. As a matter of fact, I remember that scene. I'm like, that doesn't make any sense.
It
But
doesn't
then
make
they're
sense.
already on more story after that.
So they kind of blew over it.
I'll let it pass.
I'll let it slide. It's cool.
Yeah, whatever.
But I can imagine okay, so they can force, pull, and push, right, and levitate.
Right.
Well, let's say they lift something and they can pull themselves towards it.
Mm-hmm.
That can be kind of like flying, so they have to hold something in air to.
Well, they got force
You know what I
jump,
mean?
so it's
Like they have to levitate an object and then move themselves towards that object and kind of fly that way. Is
You
that-
really want this to make sense, don't
It
you?
has to make
It
sense.
has to.
Something, or else don't put it in.
They could have just force jumped away. It would have been just as cool.
Yeah, just jump. Like do a bunch
No.
of series of
They
jumps.
have
What do
to
you mean,
look
what
like
do you-
glowy helicopters because kids will like it and think it's pretty.
That's like Mary Poppins, but in the
That
opposite.
version-
They're Final Paciano!
Yeah, and then this one. This,
D23, he yelled it at the top of his lungs.
And then they're gonna
we were
make
right
it-
behind him at the Marvel booth.
they're gonna make it. They're gonna make a Darth Maul movie, and he's
Michael
gonna do
Rooker?
that.
Oh shit! Really?
Yeah, Michael Rooker was there signing, and they basically he yelled it at the top of his lungs at
Oh,
D23. We were right behind him. We're like,
That was the best part of the
hey,
movie.
Michael
though.
Rooker. Yeah, it was.
Yeah, I gotta
really
admit.
cool.
Oh, what's his name? Yondu?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yondu, when he said that.
Yondu was the best
dad
character.
that wasn't a dad.
He was the best character in the movie. After you saw that part, you're like, oh my gosh, this guy's so OP. He's my new
Yeah.
favorite Guardian. And then you're like, oh,
Well,
you bitches.
I mean, I don't know if you really want to call this weapon thing cool. I think it's kind of
Hey,
stupid.
you think they killed him off because he was that cool? I mean,
I think
like,
it's
he's,
too-
he's
I don't
taking
think-
away from the
No.
actual core of the
No,
cast.
I think they got rid of him because there's no way you could write in that fucking arrow he has.
It was OP, right? Or?
Dude, I mean, come
It
on.
was pretty
there's
OP.
there's no way you can tell me. There's no way you can tell me that scene where him and Rocket Raccoon were when they're
Raccoon?
Yeah, Raccoon.
I was trying to say Ratatouille.
Yeah, Ratatouille. But you can't tell me that scene where he goes and kills everybody in the ship.
Oh, dude, that was 90% him.
No, but you're telling me was that hype for you? Because for me, that was like the most anticlimactic part of the whole movie. Like I wasn't even excited.
That?
No, it's just the
Well,
way the way they filmed it. It was just like the music wasn't even good. It was just
I don't
like,
think the
it was
song,
like there were forced laughter. Ha ha! We're just guns a blazing.
I don't think the song fit the scene though.
I don't think the scene just shouldn't even happen. It should just been them running away with actual danger instead of just hey, I just got my shit flying around.
Yeah.
Because Ravagers are always incompetent.
I don't think they
anyway.
killed him off because that thing was OP. Because like, what's his face is using it now.
The
other guy,
yeah.
that jobber.
Forgot his name.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Gun,
Yeah.
brother Gun.
The director
Pretty
said
much.
somebody they had to experience some loss in the movie. And that
Yeah,
was it.
and I think that he was perfect for
Well, they
it.
could have got rid of that China,
I'd
that
have killed
Asian
Rocket
chick.
Raccoon personally, but you
Could have got
know,
rid of the Asian chick.
The raccoon.
Raccoon would have been alright without him.
it would have been great because
And the
they
Halo
wouldn't-
fire is like.
Well, it would have been cool. It would have been cool because the whole time you think he's a dick, and then at the end, he's like, "Oh, wait a minute! Oh, he's
He
dying."
actually cares.
See, but here's the
Because you
thing.
can't get him back.
Ever since the
But he's
first
more-
movie,
And I'm pretty
though,
sure Bradley Cooper doesn't care anymore.
ever since the first movie at the very end, I kind of it was weird because like I don't know if anyone else got this, but I kind of got the feeling that he really actually did like Peter because like he was like, oh yeah, you know, like he like
Yondu?
Yondu, like he really liked Peter because he opens up the what little capsule thing thinking that the Infinity Gem's going to be in there. And
Oh, when he got the troll.
and he wasn't even mad about it. He's just
No.
kind of like laughing. He's like, you know what, that's fine.
Because he knew. I mean, plus the fact that
Yeah.
he gave him something. I mean, if he didn't give him anything, he would be mad. But the fact that he got him a charm.
And what he said was like,
Yeah.
you know, at the very, he's like, oh, his daddy was a dick anyway.
Yeah.
And you're thinking, like, yes, that got me thinking. I was like, all right, they're gonna show Guardians 2. They're probably gonna show who Peter's dad is. why is he a dick? Why is he such an asshole? What's going on here? And they introduce Ego, and you're thinking, all right, he's cool. All right, I dig it. He turns into David Hasselhoff and all that. It's like, oh, that's why he's an asshole.
Because he turns into David Hasselhoff.
No. Like when they introduce why he is a bad guy later.
Yeah.
So, I'm trying to spoil anything, but
Hey,
I wish I got a little better though. That whole I was really bored of every single part on Ego's planet.
It was not as
What,
good as the
Guardians
first one.
2?
I still had a good time with it, but it was not as good as the first
a
one.
lot of the jokes seemed a little forced for me.
It seems like just like they were redundant.
Mantis was adorable.
She was annoying.
Whatever.
She was cool. I liked her her character when she was with
Drax?
Drax though.
Yeah, that was one of the good parts.
because Drax carries it.
Yeah.
It's all him.
I find you repulsive. What did he say about her when he was like,
It's
"Oh,
okay.
I
You're
picture-
beautiful on
on the
the
inside."
inside.
I pictured us together physically, and he threw up on his mouth a little bit.
Yeah, but I mean, so I don't know why the movie felt so flat. I'm pretty sure a lot of people still like it, but man, goddamn.
I just think they felt like they had magic with the first one. And
I
they're
thought it was
like,
better than the first one. I didn't like the first
What?
one. Yeah, the
Wow.
first one.
Oh, what? Oh my
It could have been better, but it's just
First one felt forced.
Drax.
You know what?
This one felt more forced.
He
Right.
chose his wife because she didn't dance. That's funny as fuck.
But
Didn't even tap her foot.
The first one had three set pieces: the prison scene,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
and then the nowhere land or whatever.
Elsewhere.
Elsewhere.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Oh, it was nowhere.
Elsewhere. No. Oh yeah, it was nowhere. Yeah, it was KN.
I think you're thinking about Saint Elsewhere.
No, I'm thinking of Skyrim. Elsewhere.
Oh,
Okay.
You mean
What?
Elder Scrolls?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so nowhere, and then after that was just defending the planet from the Ravagers. So that was it. Everything else in between was like, let's just introduce them.
Well,
But there was something happening every time.
No,
This
but
one's like everyone's just chilling on Ego's planet.
they had to work together
They
though.
just-
I like the coming
Well,
together of the
they had
team.
to, yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I
was
don't know.
cool.
I like this one because the characters were a little fleshed out. I guess because the first one happened.
Yeah,
Sure.
You know,
But the second one was like they introduced other, the gold people, and
Oh,
those are
yeah.
funny.
That's when they got dumb.
No, that was great, man. It's a giant arcade, and that's the
Yeah.
only way they know how to deal with stuff. Cause
Yeah.
it's like the
It was
tech is so high.
it was all a game to them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's great. That's a cool take on it. You know?
Yeah. No, it was.
And like I don't know, like it just felt, I don't know, it's just good, and it was funny. Sometimes it wasn't funny, sure, whatever. But the first one was just like, I don't know, this is like, I guess.
I think Guardians 2 is a movie that deserves a second look for me. I wasn't really as thrilled with it as
Go
with
back
the
on the
first
show.
one. But, wow.
Well, I'm more interested in seeing how the third one's
Opinionated.
going to be like.
Which one?
I'm interested in seeing the third one.
Has anyone seen the Infinity War trailer? I mean,
yeah.
the bootleg one, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
Well, I don't know if I want to spend 20 minutes watching it.
it doesn't last 20 minutes.
How long is it?
How long?
It's
Why
like
would you
a,
assume
it's
that
like a
long?
regular teaser
it's
trailer.
like a minute.
Is it around?
at
Can you
least.
still get it or no?
I have it on the
They
laptop
pulled it.
somewhere.
Oh,
I should have
okay.
kept it on my phone. But no, it was cool. Like the best part is everything else kind of like lame.
Spoil me.
Spoil you?
Yeah, tell me what was in the trailer.
So what they show
Yeah, it was kind of.
They go through the Avengers, obviously.
Yeah.
Oh no, it starts off with Thor floating in
I
space,
heard about that.
Yeah.
and
and
the
everyone cheering
Guardians.
their asses
and he
off
hits the
because, oh my
ship.
God.
He hits
Yeah.
the Milano.
Oh my
He
God!
crashes
Side of
into
the
it.
galaxy.
And then like they're like trying to get him off, and they invite him in or they bring him in because he's like out cold.
Yeah.
He wakes up like, oh, who the hell are you guys? And then it kind of cuts to, I think they're on some type of planet, and what's his face? Peter's like jumping, and then who shoots? Somebody shoots like these things where it makes like these little platforms where Peter can like jump on. I forgot who does that for him, but that happens, and
Sure,
they
it's
cut.
not Valerian.
Then they yeah, it's almost like that scene from Valerian where he's like walking, and then they cut to that where the Spider-Man is in a bus, and then like he is like his hair on his arms, he stands up because like the spider sense or whatever,
Yeah.
and he looks back and like oh, and then cuts away, and then he's like in his suit, the new one, and there's like an action pose, like hero pose, and like they move on from that, and I think there was another part where I think Thanos actually walks in from a portal that I think he creates
Without
From
his
outside,
armor.
from outside his
without his
toilet.
armor, yeah.
He left
And
his
then
mouth
I think he's fighting. I forgot who he's fighting.
He's fighting Tony and
No, doesn't he come in hella hard on his ship?
No,
Because they show that one part where the whole thing just crashes into it. It looks like a freaking ship from Prometheus. But then all of a sudden he appears in the middle of it, like in the area, instead of like from outside the ship after this.
And then there's a shot, really cool shot of Captain America, and he looks like a Snake Plissken without the patch.
Oh yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, so he has no blonde hair; it's all black, and he's like with the beard.
First American.
He's got a
And
beard, yeah.
Yeah, and
I
then
have a poster.
Romanoff is blonde now.
Did he have also his star and his Avengers logos ripped off? Because
It's just all black
poster
on
I
the.
have.
It's just black on the.
Yeah, I
top
remember
of
seeing
the-
these stars.
his shoulders and stuff like
I
that.
have a
But you look
picture.
cool. People were like starting memeing it. Like, oh, this guy is like Solid Snake now. It's like that works.
I'd be down with that.
Well,
Yeah.
hey, if you watch The Winter Soldier, that was very Metal Gear Solid.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
just in terms of like the whole predetermined, like what was it? They like how Hydra like planned everything like since pretty much World War II. I was like,
yeah.
oh, dude, that's Metal Gear Solid all around.
So basically, here's the suit. It's probably the same suit, but if you'll notice, there is leftover stitching from where the star used to be and where his Avengers logos used
Oh,
to be.
right, yeah.
So
Either they covered. Okay, yeah. He took off the star.
he
It
ripped
looks
off,
good though. That's cool.
He ripped off all of
It's
his.
good look.
His
Hope he
logos.
dies though,
He will.
because I want to see.
He's gonna be the first one.
I want to see John.
Don't worry,
Snow.
he'll be back though.
No, I want to see him back.
So wish him back with the Dragon
Torch
Ball. I
back.
mean,
The
and
Dragon
then
Ball.
there's Widow with her blonde look or
Oh.
platinum look.
You're gonna say
No, I
that.
think he dies and he stays dead. They kill. They're gonna kill off other people, but they're gonna bring those back to life.
Right.
Except for Captain America. He's dead. He's
Yeah.
staying dead.
Well,
Do you think Wolverine's gonna be in it?
I wish that'd be awesome.
And Deadpool?
I
Turn,
hear
what,
that.
Thanos gonna turn his bones to rubber.
You know what I
So
do wish? I wish that.
What'd you say?
Who?
It was Thanos gonna turn his bones to rubber. You guys
Oh.
have read Infinity War?
No, we don't read comics.
Oh, of course.
No, Infinity War.
Comics are for kids.
No,
Yeah, we watch cartoons.
no, that dude, no. Like if it's half as good as the Infinity War or the Infinity Gem comic itself, then I think we're all in for a big treat because Thanos fucks up some heroes in that
That's what
comic.
he's supposed to, right?
Yo, dude, like he. Well, it's the.
He also makes his perfect woman.
Yeah, he does.
Fuck you.
Well, no,
I'll just make
he-
my own woman.
Well, he does. The whole idea about it is worth a read, definitely. But the whole idea is Thanos is trying to he falls in love with the Death,
Yeah.
with the character Death, and so he's trying to get her to be with him. So he's like, all right, so. And Death is represented as a woman in the Marvel comics, and so he's like, "What's the best way to get her to fall in love with me? Oh, easy. I'll just I'll gather the Infinity Gems," which he does, and he does it in a really awesome way. Daniel read the story.
Super clever, dude.
Super
Super
clever.
clever.
I did.
Do you think that
Cliff
these?
notes here.
Yeah.
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 For
You
some
can
reason,
you can
Thunder
explain
fell.
that part.
All I'm gonna say is one of them that I found was the most entertaining. There are these guys that are guarding the gems, and they think that they're really powerful and they're really great, and they understand. One of them is called the Runner, and so he's like, "It's great, as soon as I think of running somewhere, I just run across the universe, and I'm like already there. You can't beat me. Nothing is faster than me. Nothing can beat me." And he's also decently strong.
Is that like the Flash?
Yeah,
pretty much.
But on-
He's
but
a
on
cosmic
a-
runner.
Yeah,
entity.
but on
Cosmic
a,
Flash.
yeah, on a cosmic level.
But
Good.
pretty sure Flash can go
And
positive.
you think, oh, this guy must have the speed gem or something like that. No, Thanos is already meeting him at every
There's
turn.
a
and
speed
it's like,
gem?
yeah, or no speed gem, time gem.
Time.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, and he doesn't. He's like,
Hey,
you've got the space
That's
gem, you
drugs.
idiot. You've been teleporting all this time. You didn't even know that, and you don't deserve this kind of stuff because I believe Thanos had some sort of teleporter or something there too, and he knew what was up. The other guy he'd been so powerful that nobody had been able to oppose him, that nobody had ever figured out exactly what he had, why it worked, what principles it worked on. Thanos knew, and he just handed him his ass. And to get the other Infinity Gem from, what's his name? The Collector, it's like, well, what can you offer me that's as rare as this gem and everything? And I was like, oh, okay, well, I will offer you the last child of your species. and he had already gotten the time gem. He used it on this runner dude, which was the same species as him, gave him this kid as a baby, and it turned out to be his cousin. It already left with the other Infinity Gem. It's like, all this entire story is him just playing fool, like terribly.
Thanos is pretty fucking awesome. I mean, and like it sucks that like up until like we don't get to see how awesome Thanos is in throughout all these movies. I mean, we're gonna get Infinity War, and I'm pretty sure we're gonna get a good movie. But I mean, the movie isn't gonna do justice to the character himself because he really builds himself as an antagonist. I mean, he's intelligent and he tries to. I don't know. He proves that he is better than you, and like when he actually gets the gems. He wants death. He falls in love with death, and he wants. It's the one thing that's kind of unattainable for him because he has the power of God literally in his hand. He wants death, so he does all these things to try to impress her. He goes, okay, cool. Here's what I'll do. I'll wipe out half of the population in the entirety of the universe, and just like that, with the snap of his finger, boom, half of the Marvel universe, and people are gone. And as if that wasn't enough, he starts messing with the solar system, and so like the Earth starts spinning off its rotation, and it goes like it creates all these tidal waves, and like all the heroes are just kind of everywhere trying to do everything they can. They're like Tony's trying to save as many people as he can. Black Widow's trying to save as many people, and like she sees people die in front of her. Spider-Man, like no one can do anything. Like the world's been thrown into absolute chaos, and so like Silver Surfer, which is a little fucking whiny bitch in this comic, comes along, crashes into the Sanctum Sanctorum, it's like, please help me, this is so crazy, we need to stop Thanos right now. And Doctor Strange is like, all right, calm down, explain to me. And so Strange is like, oh shit, like we gotta fucking. We got to gather everyone. So he does. They go to the Avengers. They go to the Avengers Tower, and there's
then Doom said, "Well, as long as we've got all these people here, I should be the
leader."
Should be the leader.
Yeah. Doom's like, naturally, I'll be the guy to kind of to lead the charge and everything. But even Captain America is like, no, it shouldn't be you. It shouldn't even be me. It needs to be, and he
says it shouldn't be me.
Yeah, Tony Stark.
Yeah,
and that's when they
please. That if it was Marvel, like in the movie, they'll probably say
that's
that.
when they deal with Adam Warlock. That's when Adam Warlock comes and things. And
Adam comes along, and he gets together with Silver Surfer and with Doctor Strange, and like, all right, we got to really talk about this. And he goes away from all the heroes. And so, Spider-Man's like, dude, what are we gonna do about this? Like, we're just like, we're good, but we're not that good. And so, Spider-Man kind of understands that they're all just kind of pawns, and that they're all just going, like, they're just kind of pawns in a bigger scheme. But like they can't just do nothing. And so they're all just waiting around in the Avengers Tower.
And Adam Warlock is gathering the Celestials.
Yeah, and Adam Warlock's kind of just going behind the scenes.
Talks to Galactus, and Galactus is like.
Yeah.
Any part of
it. He talks to it was the in-betweener. He talks to he talks to, I think that's his name.
Living Tribunal.
Living Tribunal.
Watcher. Kronos, some time gods, and some other various gods of the universe and stuff that have existed before time itself. Yeah,
he gets together with all these guys, and then he gets Silver Surfer on top of that. And he's like he's pretty much trying to give Silver Surfer the pep talks, like, dude, like, you got to do this. He's telling him to steal the gauntlet when
he's asleep.
No, not even no. So they're getting ready to lead the charge for this huge
sleep
battle
anymore.
Yeah,
godlike power,
He puts it away when he takes a shit.
He doesn't even need to pee anymore.
No,
what's he doing sitting down all day?
He just wishes his pee away.
They put some butter on it.
Slip off. So he gets all these heroes. He creates this portal, and he leads them to where Thanos is. Thanos is meanwhile is like with Mephisto. Even Mephisto, which is obviously the devil of the Marvel universe, just kind of like
He's the Loki.
He's pretty much his like number 2. He's just like amuse me. He's like Salacious Crumb is to Jabba the Hutt.
Yeah.
Just like dance monkey.
Yeah, and so like he's kind of what Loki is right now in the movies. He's like kind of like whispering in his ear and in Thanos' ear saying, "Oh yeah, you should do this because like this will impress Death even more. Oh, you should do this because this will impress her and everything like that." The reality of it is, Mephisto's scared to fucking death because he knows that he can do anything. He knows that
he can just be like,
yeah, see ya,
out of existence.
Yeah, and so he's recommending all these things, but Thanos is like, oh, here what Mephisto says is, well, you can do anything, right? Do you think that death is really gonna fall for you if you can just do anything like naturally? And he goes, oh, you're right. And so all these heroes are fighting Thanos, and Thanos is like, well, if I just he says I'll just I'll nerf myself to like 1/100th of my power.
Yeah.
So
it'll be a little more.
It's still fair. So I can still ish. Yeah, like I can still feel pain, but only like just like a small increment. So he nerfs himself just like the smallest little bit.
And then what Adam Warlock says to all the heroes there and everything is like, make no mistake, you're only here to buy time.
Yeah.
You are only here to buy time. The odds of you actually living through this is like
probably not gonna
next to nothing.
Yeah.
And
but
that's their thing, and all of them are pretty much hanging their heads like, well, shit. And Cap's the first one saying,
"Let's do it.
Oh, I got this."
Yeah, and so they're all like laying in on him, like fucking just mashing on. Like Thanos is just like, "This is awesome. Look, they can't do shit to me." And that's when he actually like kind of like nerfs his power a little bit, and so like the Hulk and Drax are like fighting him, and then so he like flings the Hulk back, and then Thor comes up, and then he turns Thor back into like, because he was like, I guess he like Thor was like a regular person, that turns into Thor, and so he turns him into like a regular ass person. He turns Nova into just a bunch of Legos. He looks at Nova and he's like rocketing right at him, and he goes, "Oh, awesome." He snaps his fingers, just turns into Legos and like just stomps on him. And then Wolverine comes in and he's like, take that, bub, and he's like fucking like slashing him and everything. And he goes, your adamantium claws are pretty tough, but what if they were made of rubber? And so he's just pretty much snaps his fingers. Wolverine just kind of like flops to the ground, and he's still alive, but he's like his bones are rubber, and so he can't push himself up, and so he's just kind of like there, just kind of like folding in on himself. He takes Cyclops and he puts a transparent cube around his face, so he can't breathe. He just suffocates him with just a cube around his face, and he's like trying to blast his way out, but he can't, so he ends up dying.
He ends up dying.
See, I hope this happens in the movie. When
oh my god, I hope so.
Or
like,
he does fucked up things to the guy.
God,
like, oh, you're dead.
Is that the part where he gets really mad at Death because he's like, check this out?
Yeah.
He's like,
yes. So
what? Now you're more powerful than me? And he's like, you stupid bitch. Well, I'll make my own one.
And so he creates a concubine for himself.
Taraxia.
Yeah.
And Taraxia kills. She tears off Iron Man's head.
Yeah. She just like you see him like fighting her and everything like that, and he's no match. And then you just see like she like rips off the helmet. You see like this blood dripping from the helmet and everything like that. And then
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man
takes a rock and
just bashes his head in with a rock. And they're all fighting.
Well, that's how you kill a spider.
Yeah, rock.
Yep.
Yeah. Try and boot.
And Silver Surfer's like fucking crying his eyes out in the background. Just
Wait,
like, he can't do anything.
Silver Surfer's crying?
Yeah, Silver Surfer's like, he's too powerful, he can't do anything about it. And so, like, Adam Warlock's like, you have to, just stop. Just stop. And so he's like,
stop.
Just go get that. He's like, go, like, just get it. And so, Silver Surfer's like, okay. And so he, like, flies in, and then, like, Thanos just like, dude, I saw this coming from a mile away, and just lifts his hand up, and then Silver Surfer's like, no! And, you just see, and Thanos is just like, are you kidding me? Like, I saw that coming from a mile away. What Adam Warlock's like, yeah, I already knew it. Like, he wasn't gonna get it. But this was just an even bigger distraction for this. And then so that's when he gathers up all the Celestials, and like you see like Galactus and everyone, and they're all just fucking, oh no, that doesn't happen yet, because so all the while he has Nebula, which you guys know from the movies is
The daughter.
The daughter and everything like that. She's a lot cooler in the actual movie. In the comic, he keeps her around for entertainment as a zombie.
Well, he basically, she failed too many times, and he just like turned you into a zombie.
Yeah,
thing.
so it's like he keeps her around as kind of a reminder of like what people like that mean to him. And yeah, it's kind of funny because he's like keeps her around to like kind of laugh at too. His brother Star Fox, which talks a lot, just kind of like turns his just takes away his mouth altogether. So he just has a nose to breathe through, but he can't like talk. So he literally is just like standing there. And they're all there just like watching him like do all this crazy shit. And Thanos is like just there, just getting drunk off of his own power, because he really is an intelligent person. But it's like he had like the power of God in his hand, and he's just like just doing all these things. And he's like, "Oh, this will impress you, so let me do this to impress you to death." And so she's having none of it, just won't even budge. She just kind of like looks at him, walks away, like this is stupid. And so he's like, "Well, nothing impress you." And then finally, he gets so full of himself that he ends up getting distracted, and then you don't realize that Nebula, as a zombie, just like this really ugly zombie-looking girl, just comes up to him, like he lets his guard down, and he's like raising his fist, like
he is becoming a Celestial. He is doing that, I believe, to get ready to combat the Celestials. It's like, okay, bring it. I don't need this form anymore, so just screw it. So all of a sudden, you have big cosmic Thanos, and as he leaves his body, he's getting so full of himself that he doesn't realize he's left his body there. He's left the gauntlet right there. So
and Nebula just comes along. He's like, "Okay, cool." Boop, takes the glove off.
With butter?
Just like
It sounded like it had some.
yeah. Just just like snatches the glove, puts on her hand, turns back into what she really should look like. And
Like the movie?
well,
kinda.
Oh, okay.
no. She has like long hair and everything. This doesn't really look like
She does have shaved head later on.
Oh.
But in that story, I believe she does have.
She has longer hair. And so Nebula's just like, "Oh yeah, you done fucked up now." And so she gets drunk with power, and so like she starts laying waste on all the heroes, and then so the Celestials are like, "Fuck!" And then like they're like, kind of like they're all trying to. They do like this combined like anime blast on her, and so like
Powered by love.
yeah, well yeah, and so
Love hurts.
so meanwhile like the heroes are all like still getting their asses beat. So Thanos is like, "All right, I'm ready to talk about this now," and so he
he goes behind some rocks and rubble and stuff. And the other hero's hiding there. It's like, okay, we found ourselves in an interesting scenario now.
Huh? So Adam Warlock, Doctor Strange, and Thanos and Silver Surfer are all just like, "All right, let's go back to the Sanctum Sanctorium." So they're all talking about this, like, "All right, so what are we gonna do about this?" Because
But while they're talking, what's going on?
freaking everyone's getting their ass handed to them.
Yeah, Celestials
You got
get
time for
their
that?
Huh?
butts kicked.
That's all they can do at that point. It's like they need to come up with some sort of plan.
Because everything that they had planned before was for Thanos, and now the game just changed.
Yeah.
Like, terrible.
And so like I don't know, like pretty much they end up they end up I forget like how, but they end up like figuring out a way to distract Nebula. They do get the gauntlet back, but this time
Distractor?
I don't know what happens, but she's really inexperienced with it, and I think Thanos figures out how. He's like, "Okay, well here's what I felt, and here's what I did when I had the gauntlet. So here's what we should do to get it back." And
He's a good guy on side?
Huh?
He's a good guy on side?
He has to be. Like, well, like, yes, for the purposes of this, Thanos understands that he can't let Nebula have it because she's just as crazy as he is. And he's kind of coming to grips with what he was going through when he had the power. And so they get the gauntlet back, and he says to Adam Warlock, he says, "You take it. You take it. I don't want this fucking power anymore." And he's gone through all these things to impress Death. He's like, he's put out all the stops.
Created a concubine and killed her.
Yeah. He went mad. Literally went mad with power.
In a way, he sobered up.
He did. No, he realized what he had, and he says, when he thought about it, he's like, I created a way for this to get taken away from me.
He said, I really didn't. If I really wanted it, you would have never.
Yeah.
No one would have ever gotten it from me.
Yeah, no,
I didn't want it.
And so like the last, when you see like one of the last scenes.
So cool I am.
Yeah, well, I mean, but it's so true though. Like he ends up like Adam gets it. He ends up reversing everything. He brings everybody back. So like half of the Fantastic Four comes back. Like pretty much like all the universe gets restored. The Earth is no longer in an ice age because when it got thrown off course, it was just a flying block of ice just fucking hurling through space. Everything gets restored back to the way it was, and then Thanos just he kind of just retires on a farm, and you just see him without his armor, and he's just like this is for me, this is kind of an upgrade, because having all that power, all that that no one man should have all that power pretty much. And so Adam's like
Kanye song?
You pretty much he didn't say that, but I'm just
He didn't say that.
I'm moving obviously.
This song's going to be in the movie.
Yeah, it should be, dude. Oh my god, that should be on the soundtrack.
Which should be in the movie.
Oh, the Kanye song "Power." It's like no one man
Was
should
that
have
the
all
Power
that.
Rangers movie?
It was.
Yeah, it was actually. With the
yeah.
Transformers or some shit.
Yeah. It was
There
dumb.
you go.
Anyways,
Oh, it's dumb there, but it'll be cool.
no, that movie's. I don't know. The movie's dumb.
Oh, I think about the songs.
Yeah, that movie's
It's like it's
whack.
dumb. if it's
The
don't
Power
hear.
Rangers movie?
Yeah, that movie's whack. I didn't like it. But anyways,
The
new
new
one.
It was a
The
B
new one?
in my opinion,
The new
but
one.
he
What
had
kind of
he
shit
has
is
some
this?
good points on that.
I enjoyed it.
It was
It
great.
wasn't that good. I was enjoyed it though.
Nah, if you go back and watch it, I have a feeling like you wouldn't like it as much as you would as you
Probably.
did the first time.
That's why you only watch it once.
Yeah, I always go back. I'd rather go. I wait
I
till
might-
the sequel comes out. That's
Yeah.
gonna be the shit.
I don't know. But
You're
anyways,
just pissed at the Black
Thanos.
Rangers, not the Black.
no, it had nothing
Zeo
to
in
do
the
with
next
that.
one.
Okay.
Thanos.
I didn't want to see Lord Zed. I was
So
trying to do that.
so yeah. So
Empire.
he retires on his farm, and you just see him there, and it's really cool because it's not like a cookie cutter the bad guy's dead, and it really was the bad guy, which was the big baddie, the baddie to end all baddies. In this particular case, he retired and became a fucking farmer. He's like,
And he's
no.
happy.
And
He's smiling.
yes.
He's just like,
the last
my life is awesome.
Yes, the last scene you ever see is just him just sitting there on the front porch of his farm, and he goes, you know what, that's fine. And his costume is on a scarecrow, on his farm.
The armored, yeah.
Yeah.
What planet is this?
It was. I think I don't know.
It
It
doesn't matter.
wasn't Earth. It wasn't Earth for sure. But it was just him, and he just has a smile on his face, like, you know what, I don't gotta worry about this anymore. It's all in Adam Warlock's hands, and they have another series where it's him in the aftermath and what he's doing with the gauntlet. He doesn't like having it. I read it, but he doesn't like having it. From my understanding, and they just kind of leave that where it is. But yeah, it's that was one of the coolest Marvel reads for me, just because it was a bunch of heroes getting together to fight this bad guy, and they're trying to figure out how to beat him. And it wasn't the typical with our powers combined, let's do this mega super blast thing. You had to literally pass it on to another person to then get it away from them. And even then, they had to manipulate that person to get that away. And the bad guy didn't die. And the bad guy wasn't even Thanos. Thanos wasn't even really all that much of a bad guy, really. I mean, he got drunk with power trying to impress a girl. And that was it. It wasn't I have to eradicate all these heroes. It was just oh, cool.
But that's how it's gonna be in the movie, though.
No, it's not. No, it's not. But who
That's the
knows?
sad part. I mean, I don't even. They're not.
I
How
don't
they show?
think that much
Because
thought is gonna go to the
Because
movie.
in the trailer, they already showed him with all the Infinity Stones. So I don't know how they're gonna show him getting them.
So
This
that's gonna be the fun part.
Yeah, this is where I think
Hopefully.
Marvel.
I know what they're gonna do. It's a musical montage. This
Yeah.
is Marvel Universe. What they're just gonna see is
Yeah.
Thanos just walking in there and he bitch slaps somebody and takes their thing and be like, "Hey, I'm so powerful. Why can you?" Oh shit.
Well, I think he might, if they do it smartly, I think he does like a connect the dots kind of thing. So he has to get one for sure.
Yeah.
And once he gets one, it's easier to get the other one. It kind of snowballs into
Absolutely.
getting
Right.
one.
He pulls the one out of.
So whichever one's easier to get first gets that. Uses
Yeah.
that to get, kind of like Mega Man gets. Okay, now I have this gem. Now I can go and
Mm-hmm.
get this gem because I got this gem.
Pulls the one out of Vision, replaces it with a Jolly Rancher, and walks out of there.
Thanos Quest was the name of it.
Yeah, Thanos
Yeah.
Quest. Yeah.
Yeah, no, like I agree. I hope that they spend the first half of the Infinity War, like
Well,
showing.
Infinity War is supposed to be the Thanos movie.
Okay, good,
From
because
his
I know
point of
there's. I
view,
know
that's
there's.
what I heard.
Okay, cool, because I know that there's like 2 parts to it. I just.
It's
God.
not, there's no parts anymore. It's just this is Infinity War. It's going to be Thanos movie.
It's part 2,
But-
it's a 2-part movie.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
No,
Yes.
yeah, I thought it was 1 and 2.
No, not anymore.
Are you sure?
Yeah, it's just Infinity War.
When did that happen? Because
What? Where were you guys?
No, I was at D23, and they still said it was a 2-part movie.
Is?
Yeah, it was
Look at
Infinity War Part 1, Infinity War Part 2.
No, it's just Infinity War, and then the next one there's no title.
Well,
Okay,
I mean,
well-
it's still going to be.
Well, the
connected.
story's gonna be 2 parts.
Yeah,
but I
it's
think
gonna
the
be
first
the story.
movie's
It's
gonna
Oh,
be
okay.
Avengers 4.
It's going to arc over, but
Well,
it's not going to be Infinity
That's
Part
what I
1, Part
meant,
2.
though. That's what I meant. Like,
Really?
it's going to be. I don't know, just those.
But they said like the first part, or the first one's going to be from his perspective.
Perfect.
And it's going to be a Thanos movie.
That's what they should have been doing, though. With all these movies, like I agree with Daniel. Like, they should have. Some of the movies they had these after credit scenes that didn't
right.
really have to do with much of anything. And I get it. You know, sometimes you don't want to give them that tease, but I mean, these are perfect opportunities to kind of show where the hell Thanos is at. Because
how fucking scary he is.
Yeah.
How he should be serious.
because I loved it when he's like, "Fine, I'll do it myself."
Yeah,
And he just
that
goes
was
out
part.
like, "Shit,
Yeah, it's about time.
Yeah.
I got off the shitter finally. Let's
Yeah.
go do some work.
But he has to do it like
Yeah.
he has to do it like I don't know, quickly and decisively, and just kind of be the god figure that
Yeah.
people think he is.
It'll
Yeah.
be a montage.
I know it's probably gonna.
It's gonna be a montage.
Hope it has a cool song.
I hope though, like they see this is the part where
Bob.
where the Fox deal, like if they had the Fox deal in place, but secretly
That'd be
Yeah.
good.
they could have added, they could have had fun with it, you know, Deadpool
Yes.
with the whole Lady Death thing.
Yes. No.
Not
I,
Lady Death, but Death.
yeah.
And then maybe like introduce. Okay, so this is the thing I would wish to happen. Like
Yeah.
let's say he's fighting Captain America or whatever.
Yeah.
He uses the reality gem on them. He's fighting, and all of a sudden, Captain America turns into like into Storm. What's his name? Forgot his name.
Johnny Storm?
Johnny Storm. Like turns into that.
Oh.
Now Johnny Storm's fighting him, and he's Johnny Storm
Yeah.
for like
That's what
a
I
portion of
want.
the movie.
That'd be cool.
And then other characters or other actors will turn into other people that they've acted before.
Yeah.
So like if who I forgot who else was there.
Well, it's gonna be Michael B. Jordan now, though.
Yeah. So then he like turns into who somebody like he's
Yeah.
played before. It's just like
Apollo
it's just like
Apollo.
yeah, just dumb stuff like that. It's like okay, now I guess it might get too meta
Yeah.
because they're kind of like tapping on the fourth wall by
Yeah.
turning them into other characters. But at least within the Marvel thing, like they can actually turn them into Johnny Storm.
Well,
it's fine if they have.
I mean, with the reality gem, I mean, he could do that. I don't
Yeah.
know. Yeah.
Well, I mean, what are they gonna do with Fantastic Four? Why not use it for something good?
yeah, and like
like,
all of a sudden, like
if
these
If
people
they
show
had
up.
the Fantastic Four, they could do that whole dipping into multiple realities, like in multiple possibilities, but they can't.
What's the whole
So-
deal with like Deadpool and Death and the whole love triangle that they had? That's a Deadpool thing, right?
Deadpool died for a period of time, and he went to Death was, I think he was like caught in limbo, and he fell in love with Death, or rather Death kind of
fell in love with
fell,
him.
Fell in love with
He's
him.
not sure what he thinks entirely.
Yeah. But he did have some feelings for her, and Thanos was pretty much like, no, this isn't gonna happen.
Guess what? You're alive.
Hell
Yeah, and so essentially he grants Deadpool immortality. I'm not sure how he does it, but he grants Deadpool immortality
So on top of it
Like
is
super
crazy.
proud.
Yeah, it's and
Because he made Death laugh, and he thought that Thanos was like, "Oh, this ain't good."
yeah,
She's actually enjoying his shit.
yeah.
Well, that's not part of like the Infinity War thing. That's a
No,
different-
that's
Totally, that's far in the
yeah. It's
future.
its own thing. I have to.
I was hoping they would implement that. A little
Yeah.
bit.
That would be cool.
Have like Deadpool show up. Like, hey,
Death shows up in the Deadpool video game, and they're dancing like Pulp Fiction with each other.
Talking about the recent one, right?
Yeah,
It is?
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It was a mediocre or above mediocre game, but like
Forgettable game.
yeah. Well, I mean, but it had the humor that you want. So I mean, you can just watch the cutscenes.
For the movie, for the film universe, a lot of people are saying that Hela is going to take the place of Death.
Yeah.
Because she's the
That's what it seems
It
like.
makes sense.
Kate Blanchett,
Yeah,
Galadriel from Lord of the Rings.
in the Thor trailer.
Makes sense.
Yeah,
Oh.
because she is the goddess of death, right?
Yes, yes.
She called
That's
herself,
Guardian of Death. Yeah.
but not death, just the goddess.
Nah.
Yeah.
But with what they got, it makes a lot of sense.
It makes sense. And then people were saying that Mephisto's part might be fulfilled by Loki.
Loki.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which
And that
makes
also
perfect
makes
sense. So, because
they were
Loki's
very
going to be trying to save his
tricksters.
own neck in a situation that he realizes is increasingly bad for him and everyone
Yeah.
else in the known universe. So,
Yeah, you just see, it's funny because you just see Mephisto and it's like, how about you do this? And Thanos is like, yeah, and then he like turns into 11 and he does it, and he's like, how about you do this? And then he's like, okay, boom. You know what? Let's tone it down a little bit to Thanos. So, well, yeah, no, it's
You know what's really weird? I bet you they're not even going to have. I don't think it's going to be as crazy or all the stuff he's going to do in the movie.
no,
I
it
think it's
won't
just going to be him. Just here's my strength, and here I'm going to slap the ground with this fist, and it's going
Yeah.
to break,
Well,
just like everyone else did.
already you have the
Well,
like the
that
cast
would
of
be
heroes.
irritating. I mean, he better use his abilities in very clever ways.
There's got to be
Otherwise,
some
yeah.
creativity.
We're-
Has to.
we have come to expect a certain something from our Marvel movies. If they don't provide something that's suitably creative, we're not gonna care. If he's just
No,
a
that's the
brute,
problem. Like, I really hope it doesn't do that. I mean, I want to see the clever shit. I'm just worried because, I mean, even in Guardians of the Galaxy 2, they just pretty much showed the same shit again, where it has like a purple Infinity Stone. Oh, it's gonna break the world. I'm like, man, I'm like, all right, we get it, man.
Yeah,
The purple one is bad,
what is bad?
but I want to see him like like you guys said, or at least the way they did it in the comics, where it just sounds stupid.
Yeah.
I'm down for that.
No, it was crazy. It was one of the coolest comic events for me, where all the heroes kind of like gather up and stuff. Yeah, I don't know how they're gonna do it. They already have like from the beginning when they first introduced Thanos, I was like thinking to myself, all right, so how are they gonna do this? Because they have literally like 1/8 of all the heroes that actually went in to fight Thanos in the first place.
and some that they didn't have before.
Yeah. Well, who did they have?
They didn't have War Machine,
Yeah.
unless
Oh, yeah.
assuming
Such a threat.
that was Tony. Then we
We
don't know.
thought
During that
Fox
time
would
period,
go
was
for
it
it.
Tony? Was Iron Man? Or was
It
War
was.
Machine?
No, it absolutely was.
Okay.
No, War Machine was Secret Wars.
Okay. Yeah. Secret Wars.
Yeah, that was when he was like super drunk and felt like he was like,
I can be Iron Man. No, I got this.
yeah.
Yeah. No, that was good times.
Someone
I
asked,
remember seeing the scene where he took off his glove and obviously,
what the
yeah,
fuck?
Steve Rogers like,
What the fuck?
what? You think a black guy had to be Iron Man? No, it's because I know Tony Stark and he's my friend, and you're obviously not him.
Yeah.
That's a scene.
Yeah, that's
it's
the
in the
scene.
comic. It's in secret when they all go to Battle World, and they're all just kind of like conversing with each other, and then you realize that it's not Tony in the suit, and he's like, "This is not you, is it, Tony?" It's like, "No, not really. Tony's at home sleeping off a hangover."
Tony's at home lying in his own vomit.
Somebody asked Josh Brolin about Deadpool, and they were saying that, hey, are they going to reference Thanos at all?
Yeah.
And I think he kind of like, he said no, but he kind of said it in a way where like, no.
They
probably.
are.
I hope they do.
They are going to in some form. Dude, if they can
It'll
get
be
away
subtle,
with the
but-
helicarrier, reference, then they can for sure like do a quick like little Thanos reference.
Something like a glove, like a made up like glove with like
They're
Jolly Ranchers on it.
they're going to comment on it. It's going to be something for sure. Yeah, no, like I have no doubt in my mind.
We know when Deadpool 2 comes out?
next year.
Next year,
Really?
yeah.
Wow, next year it's
Yep.
got tons of stuff.
Mhm.
Jeez.
Hell
Okay,
yeah, dude.
Deadpool 2, Infinity War, Venom. There's more too.
Venom. I'm not looking forward to that.
I am.
Really?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah,
I am.
It's got a shot basically because the leading guy, I kind of believe in him a bit. So we'll see if I'm wrong.
Who is
Yeah,
it?
Tom Hardy.
Oh.
They should get a more shot to be Carnage.
Yeah.
Yes.
No,
Oh, that's
talk
gonna be
about
interesting.
that. That would be really
Yeah.
cool. But yeah, no.
Who's in control though? It's just that's all Sony.
Yeah, that's also.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, hold your breath. Hold your breath.
That's my problem. But
They-
usually, what's his name supposedly, reportedly, has turned away a crap ton of contracts. But he saw that there were scripts and everything. We saw the Venom one. He's like, okay, I'll do this.
This is
Tom Hardy did this.
Yeah, Tom Hardy did
It's got
this.
probably much all the money they threw at him. Probably.
yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Well, Sony did Punisher, right? Warzone. Was it Punisher Warzone and
Was that Sony?
or was that someone else?
I don't know. It was Sony. It could have been Sony.
Okay.
Warzone was awful, but it was funny.
No, it was good. Punisher Warzone was my favorite Punisher.
Okay. Hilarious.
Yeah, no, it was, and that's exactly what it was meant to be too. It was
The rocket launcher at the guy on the roof.
hell yeah, dude. Because why not? They're all doing their parkour and shit, and he just like blasts them out of the air, punches the dude's face in. He like punches through his face and like into the wall. It's like, dude, hell yeah. Or, god damn it. When he like gets on the chandeliers, he like puts his like he like wraps his legs around the chandeliers and he has the two Uzis, and then he just like shoots in one direction, and then he like the Uzis just like push him in that direction, dude. That oh my god, I love Punisher Warzone. So good, so
What
good.
is he?
People start rattling before the bullets come.
Oh god, damn, that was a good movie.
Who does he fight?
I missed that.
Who's dude?
It was Jigsaw.
I mean,
Yeah, and there's like the most offensive Guido like accent that you could do, just like super thick. I just remember his brother was it was Jigsaw's brother. I just remember this one line where he's like, he's in the mental ward, and the guy that was like taking care of him, that was supposed to feed him while he was like strapped up. Yeah, he teases him, and he's and the guy like eats his applesauce right in front of him because he knows that he can't. Oh, they call him Looney Bin Jim. Looney Bin Jim can't do anything, and he doesn't talk, and so he the guy in the mental ward, like when he closes the door, he's like, "Oh, I'm just gonna eat your applesauce," and I remember like Jigsaw like busts him free. I just remember like the one line in the most offensive like Guido accent. He just goes, "I'm gonna get my applesauce back," and he like just kills the mental ward guy. It's like, oh my god, it's such a cheesy ass movie, but it's so awesome.
Yeah,
It's exactly what a Punisher movie should be.
It really feels like something that would have been made early '80s in a lot of ways.
Hell yeah, and it was.
Yeah.
It was a total '80s freaking just shoot 'em up throwback. Yeah.
Didn't that come out like in the 90s?
Nah, no, it came out like in 2000 and like I'm gonna say 9, 8.
Is this non-Thomas Jane?
Non-Thomas Jane.
Thomas Jane.
Tom Jane was cool too, but I mean, this guy was more accurate.
That was like Ray Winstone.
Well-
his name?
Something like that.
Something like
Well, Thomas Jane was more realistic. This was not.
Was he just
Well,
some dude? Like he
he
looked like a
was
normal,
more-
he looked like an average Joe.
What about Dolph Lundgren?
Sitting naked in the sewer.
Yeah,
Yeah, no.
that's all I read.
Okay.
Yeah, I haven't
That's
seen
all I
the
read.
Dolph
Dolph
Lundgren
Lundgren was in
movie.
the sewer naked?
Yes, he was. That was most of the Punisher movie.
Oh, wow. Right, watching Universal Soldier then. Shit.
Yeah.
that. Dude, apparently, like, I think he's gonna be in Creed 2.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, was he?
Apparently him and Carl Weathers are going to be in Creed 2.
Nice.
Carl Weathers.
Wait.
How?
How?
Well, maybe
Here's
a
the
flashback?
thing though.
Is it
Yeah.
a time machine?
Here's my speculation. Here's my speculation. Is that I think by this time, like Stallone's character, Rocky, he's just imagining him, right? So he's probably seeing it at
pull
home.
some fucking Roseanne angle.
And he's he's probably there's probably be scenes where he thinks he's talking to Carl Weathers, like reminiscing, or Apollo Creed.
Maybe there's like visions of him. Like,
Yeah, like hey, remember back in the day? And then like obviously like Adonis will walk in there and it's like, who the hell are you talking to?
I heard it like maybe I'm wrong, but maybe it's gonna be like Dolph Lundgren's character's kid, where he has a kid and then he's gonna fight him or something like that.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. Well,
I could be wrong about that.
They do a lot of I don't know, like it seems to me like they're trying to stray away from the kid versus kid
I think
sort of deal. I don't know.
well,
Kid versus
I hope the sequel. I hope the sequel breaks away
Right,
from
like
that,
Street style.
because I understand
Yeah.
the first one was very reminiscent of the very first Rocky.
Yeah.
So I kind of wish when they make the Creed 2, it becomes its own thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
That's
I agree.
exactly what I say about episode 8. So.
Well, I hope so too.
Yeah, no, I don't want this. What you say about the Empire Strikes Back redo sounds kind of bad.
Judging by the trailers, it already looks like a Empire Strikes Back remake.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Come on, the air speeder's going after the Imperial Walkers.
It's
Really?
not snow, it's sand, dirt, red sand.
Or try liquid or something.
Oh, that's what that is.
Still though, it's like
It's a palette swap.
if somehow they have something like, oh, we're gonna throw the rusty hooks on legs, we'll take them down. Cool. Or I would actually like better if they try to do the same shit like in Hoth, but then they get fucked over because they know better now. Give me some of that.
Right. Like they pop out blades or something, or lasers or something. Shoot
Yeah,
off the cord.
they're just more skilled or
There should
something.
be like a turret on top of the AT-AT, just shooting around.
Out of his ass.
Well, they do that, and then it like stands up and walks on its hind legs.
Just starts kicking things.
Starts
shit.
hitting things with the front ones. You're like, oh. Or it just goes like, goes outside of the thing, and then flips over, stands on the other ones, and then crab walks. That would be that would
Creepy
be
as
funny.
hell.
Are they rewrote episode 9 again?
That's not gonna happen now.
Well, yeah, but like they completely rewrote it.
Mm.
They got a new writer, possibly new director, probably.
Well, I guess
So,
That makes sense.
sounds like they didn't believe in it. Is it JJ still doing the 8 or no?
Well, I think maybe
no,
it has
Ryan
to
Johnson's
do.
doing it.
No,
It's
okay.
cool,
It has to
but
do a lot with Carrie Fisher possibly passing away too.
Well, yeah, she was going to be a huge part of the other one. Then, yeah.
Colin Trevorrow was doing 9, the guy who did Jurassic World.
Oh.
So,
What? It was an okay movie, but it was really just Jurassic Park over again.
yeah.
So
It's everything Disney World is to Disneyland.
Yeah.
Just bigger, better, and the exact same thing.
It was a cool
Not necessarily better either.
it's a cool take on like blockbusters and stuff. The way the park represented blockbusters and
Yeah,
That's kinda
it's
cool.
like,
The movie
we
itself
need a
is like
bigger,
that.
scarier dinosaur
Yeah.
because that's what people want to see. You're like, are you kidding? Because you're creating something that's
better than a dinosaur.
really just supposed to kill people on various things. There's really no way that this is not going to come back and screw us over.
I was so on board with that movie too, up until the Raptors turned on the humans, or turned on Peter Quill
yeah.
or Star-Lord. They was like so cool. It was like, oh man, we're gonna have like SEAL Team 6, but with Raptors, So it was gonna be like like this kind of coordinated attack patterns, like like they mentioned before. And he's gonna like tell them, okay, let's try to get the IREX with like some like strats and stuff, because I'm in control. And all of a sudden they go to it. And then he's like, I'm talking Raptor to them.
Pheromones so
And
strong.
yeah, I'm like, oh great, I lost him. Now all the Raptors are on his side. And like, great.
Well, yeah, he
As soon as
growled
that
at him.
happened, and you're like,
They saw him growl at him. It's like, whoa, this guy's big.
Yeah, this guy
Shit,
looks
we
like
better
this.
do what he does.
I know. It's like, I ruined it. But I was so on board up until then. Like, oh man, it's turned into a monster movie.
Yeah, that was it. And then he was lucky enough to be able to get his Raptors back. And for some reason, there was help from a T-Rex. For no real
You
reason.
heard the next one's gonna
Oh,
be
dude,
darker or
it
something.
was only help because that was like pure fan service, which is sad.
Yeah. Well, the
Like, you
T-Rex
tell me a
realizes.
piece of shit T-Rex gonna fucking do that? Nah, man.
Yeah, T-Rex realizes like, if this thing survives, my life is gonna be a lot harder. Might as well try.
Or just go to San Diego again.
Yeah.
San Diego.
Oh, I can't kill it, but there is that big thing in the water.
Yeah, I think it was huge. It just came out of nowhere and like, all right, it's gone.
We're like, oh boy, lunch.
They should have kept using that for like, you know. Well, didn't they use it at the end, or am I just imagining things?
They used it. What do you mean?
Well, I thought they came up and killed the new T-Rex.
They did.
What was
But
the
they
name
didn't
of-
use it. It just they happened to be fighting next to the tank, and the thing came out. Hey, I'm hungry.
Mosasaur, that was it. Mosasaur.
Mosasaur?
Yeah, Mosasaur was the name of the giant water-based thing.
Whalesaur.
Is it real?
Oh yeah,
Uh,
yeah,
sure.
it was real. It totally happened.
They're all real.
Way back in time.
Even the Irex is real.
Yeah, no, that one not. I like the kid though. There's like, oh, that's not a dinosaur. You're like, whoa, look at it. Of course it's a dinosaur. No, it's not a dinosaur.
Man.
Then what do you think it is? It's somebody made that. It's
Somebody.
it's an abomination.
Yes. Life finds a way, man.
So you gonna watch Star Wars first weekend?
Maybe.
Really? Still?
Mm-hmm.
So
I thought you were gonna wait.
when are we gonna get a Star Wars versus Star Trek movie? Because I mean, they're J.J. Abrams and like, yeah,
I don't want his name near it. How about that?
I think Star Trek would win.
people like versus movies.
Yeah.
Alan's very
Batman
Well,
versus-
what do
I
you
don't
guys
like,
think
I don't
about
like
it?
things with JJ.
What do you guys think about Star Trek Discovery?
Oh,
It sounds like it's already trash.
That's a show, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
It's a show, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know anything about it
Unfortunately.
really, other than the fact that it's a show that exists of some kind.
They're just redoing Star Trek again, except
It
earlier
doesn't
than
look like-
Enterprise.
My thing is,
It looks
It's
pretty.
earlier as an Enterprise.
It looks pretty.
It's really way earlier than Enterprise.
Yeah,
No,
it's
my-
before.
my thing is like, how come they're going back in time? They should go past Voyager. I want to see what
Yeah,
happens
I-
after Voyager, or what's the other one? Nemesis, you know?
Dude, they'd all be Borgs by then.
Oh god.
Well, the thing is, it's
I
like,
think they're afraid to write for.
they should be afraid to write what happens before.
Well, no, I mean, because that one's still really in like the thing, so like they kind of know where they're going. This one, they don't know where they're going. They would have to like create so much future tech, or like, well, are they even flying the ship
It's
anymore?
future tech really hard when they come up with technobabble every
But
episode.
the thing
No,
is,
it's not.
like,
It's not the technobabble part. It's just like, okay,
They
we
could-
had
yeah.
warp drive. Now, what's beyond warp drive?
They
Like,
did it
warp-
well, there's
Voyager.
I think
Right.
there's,
They had the. There was one episode where they had the time warp guy. They literally went back in time just to fix issues that.
Yeah.
I mean, they already had.
And then
That
she
could,
got-
there could have been a whole episode or a whole show based on those guys.
And then she got like what?
And that's all future.
She got Borg armor for the ship and came back and like you know.
Oh,
fuck these people.
Batmobile
but that's the
armor?
thing though, is
Yeah.
like,
That shit was cool.
Like, where
There's-
do you go after that and after that and after you know?
well, like, you could always pull from the series itself. Like, remember when the Enterprise had the third thruster module, and it has a huge beam underneath
oh
there.
right, yeah.
You know, stuff like that, you know, or
Like the military version.
But like, where does it end? Are they all like maybe the crew is just
well, I
like
mean,
5 people
the thing
controlling
is,
the whole
the
ship?
thing is, it
They'll
also
turn to
is,
Wesley Crusher.
it also is that, like, you know, it could get to a point where, hey, you know, they develop all this new technology, and, you know, at that point it's just doing more research and more research.
I was hoping they would
You know-
do the academy instead.
That'd be
Well,
cool.
that too.
Just
So they could do
learn-
an academy in the future,
Yeah, that's what it is. But like,
like, and
not.
have an old cast. It's like, hey, this is how it's done. You know,
But it's more like academy, and then have them like learn from the previous shows. You know,
Yeah. Well, that's
have
what
all the
that-
shows just teach them.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's what it is.
People are
anyways.
trying to, you know, whatchamacallit, turn it into an action type programming experience.
But it is.
Yeah.
And it
J.J.
is in a
Abrams.
lot of ways. If
Yeah.
you're going to
Where can
do
you fault
something
it?
like that, do it all the way. Drop us into the middle of a war with with folks that's been going on for a while. Give us a version of the Enterprise and various other ships that are made not as exploratory vessels, and they've forgotten that. Maybe show us the end of that war and show them trying to recover and become what they used to be, and that, you know, during the war they stepped on a lot of toes, and recovering and becoming what they used to be again is going to be tough and interesting.
Yeah, like
So-
they have like a lot of those. Like they have that one treaty where like they're not allowed to develop
Interact.
stealth technology or not stealth. Yeah.
No, you're right. It was cloak technology.
Cloak.
It's outlawed.
Cloak, yeah, they're like they can do it, but they said that they're not allowed to actually implement it and use it.
But I'm sure this old enemies would become allies in this too. I mean, possibly even Borg situation. Who knows?
Yeah.
I mean, you
But
could
see,
even
I
if
rather
you had
have-
actual Borg allies, that'd be a little weird.
They have one.
I wouldn't mind.
Oh, yeah,
they
well,
had her Hugh.
she's an anomaly.
No. But there was also Hugh from the original series.
Yeah,
All right,
well-
he could be an ally.
Because
That'd be
he
cool.
had his whole crew of Borg that were all separate.
Yeah. Well, and they were all very mad about that. It's like, you took us out of the collective, so we're all like effed up. And they're like, oh, I didn't know.
They didn't stay
We
mad
shouldn't
for
really-
long.
They shouldn't only care about their feelings because the only feelings that matter are those, and because they're the ones that actually semi-human. The rest of the Borg don't even give a fuck.
Well, you
shouldn't
know,
give a
you
fuck.
could
They're not
have
compassionate
the
towards you at all.
Borg have developed into two separate splinters. You have a part that's still very much assimilation and has grown significantly more powerful, and you can have a part that's trying to regain their humanity. And you know, like,
I rather wish they made a movie where they actually just show where the Borg came from and make it some tragic.
Yeah,
thing.
they need an origin story for them.
But-
make it a tragic thing where they fucked up.
I think Star Trek could use a new, really cool enemy species to fight.
Other one.
Nah, this is fine. Because I mean, if you have to get a new one, that's like, oh, here we go again.
No, it's got to have a twist.
Well, I mean,
Come on.
Yeah.
The
Well,
Gemini
Red-
are still out there.
They're super dangerous, but they're only an inch tall.
Oh shit.
Jim Hadar, yeah.
Yeah, they
They
still
were-
had that fleet of Gemini that was bound to show up. You still have Q.
Just make them look like
But
freaking
it's
Hello
not
Kitty
Q anymore.
characters.
It's gotta be another Q. It can't be the same guy.
Well, it'd be hard to make Q again because they just.
Why are you aging, Q?
The Sanrians.
Cause
They're
I-
the most
cause I-
dangerous
I like humans.
threat that we've ever faced.
Thank you, Picard. I like to be human.
I know, right? He probably just like change himself to human.
Or he just
I
makes some
wanna age
snark.
with you
He's
guys.
gonna make some snarky remark why he's doing it. Some excuse.
Because he showed up in Voyager,
Oh yeah, that's so.
and he was older. He's like, hey, what happened?
Yeah,
Why are you
bang
older?
Janeway? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even know why he showed
You're
up
like,
over there.
wow, how'd that even
They just
happen?
wanted. I think they just wanted to use them. I don't think those are any real reason. Actually, if you think about it, if you look back at it, if you watch all the episodes of Voyager, there's so many things that happen because they're in the Delta Quadrant. There's so many things that happen that they should be able to not even get close to anything from the Alpha Quadrant. Like they ran into like the one crew of Klingons. They found into the one crew of Borg that just happened to be chilling out there. They're having to find
There's
this
a
great
crew of
this,
Klingons?
Yeah, there was an actual like ship. They're trying to find a Messiah, which is B'Elanna's son or daughter. And like that, and then there was another one too where they find like this race that they're trying to mimic the Federation because they think the Federation are going to come and invade them. So they have like these space stations that are all holograms or holographs or holosuites. Yeah, but they're pretty much mimicking the Starfleet and how they do it, so they can infiltrate Earth later on. But they're on the Delta Quadrant, and I don't know how they even got any of that. And they ran into that one of those colonies on accident. And they found out about it, and they're trying to tell, we're not trying to invade you. We're from the Alpha Quadrant, not even from here. I don't know how will we get here.
I missed a lot of those episodes.
So a lot of them are kind of dumb.
Yeah, because they're just out there.
Like the Warp 10 episode where Paris goes all the way to Warp 10 and he evolves into a new form of alien. Thing is though, they revert the issues for him. Like, oh, you just made his DNA back in normal. Hey, give him 10 more weeks, he'll be back. Or a few more weeks. No, and they know what's dumb about it. They found a cure. The damn hologram doctor found a cure. You know what happens? Well, they could just use that Warp 10 technology and go all the way the fuck back and reverse all the shit that happens to them. Because it only happens to some people. It's not 100% chance that you turn into some slug evolution thing, which they left on a planet, by the way.
But there's a cure, right?
Yeah, they found a way to get they can get rid of it.
So they could use it again. It's like, hey, don't worry about it. We can fix you once we get home.
Yeah,
But they don't do that.
no, they didn't want to. I guess they didn't want to end the series yet.
What season was it?
It was one of the later. It was. Actually, I don't even remember. It was 7. I don't even 7 and 9 was in it yet. And I don't remember seeing Cassie.
That's
There's
kind of
one
telling
movie-
though. Like if you're early in the season or early in the show, like season 2 or whatever, and they're
Oh, it wasn't that early.
and no, I mean I'm saying like,
Oh,
it was
yeah.
like 3 or 4, and like they're already finding stuff to like, oh, we can get home. Like no, it ain't season 7 yet.
Yeah.
We're not there yet.
That would be, honestly, that would be a cool arc just for a season alone. Just to say, hey, we're trying to find.
Yeah, season 7 should have been a bunch of things that could have tried. Like, oh, we finally got one. Or they could have just like cut it halfway. It's like, hey, we made it home by season 4. Now we got to deal with like all the stuff that's following us and like
Yeah.
all this other stuff. And
I'm just glad that was like. I mean, the one thing cool about Voyager, and to be honest, is it was actually more exploration than TNG was.
they were forced to. They had nothing else to do.
Exactly, that's what made it awesome.
They were just going out there like, oh, well, we're going home. Might as well start collecting stuff,
Yeah.
See what's out there. Who's out there? Who's gonna?
But a lot of people hate on it just because it's a weird type of Star Wars.
So when you were
Star
saying
Wars.
that Paris was going, taking the Voyager to Warp 10,
Not Warp 10 was a shuttlecraft,
the shuttlecraft. Oh, okay.
but they could take Warp 10 ship if they wanted.
I don't know. I was just saying because I'm reading the on the Star Trek wiki again, and apparently,
I heard go ahead, cheat. Huh?
apparently the Ferengi the Ferengi Decor
The
class,
Ferengi,
the Marauder class ship goes beyond warp 9, and it's one of the few ships.
Beyond warp 9, as in like 9.9, or does it actually breach 10?
No,
because breaching.
I don't know if it pushes 10, but
breaching 10 is what causes them to go build a traverse the universe at any given speed. Pretty much, they can instant teleport at warp 10.
What?
So that's why no ships can go. Only the highest can go is 9.9. Because once you hit warp 10, it's a new threshold. That's what the whole big deal was. That's why
they broke the warp.
Yeah, they worked the warp. Yeah, and pretty much when Paris goes through it, that's why he gets hella weird, because there's multiple bodies, multiple versions of him inside. That's why he's mutating and evolving hella quick, because he's already in the future.
They showed like other ways.
Not that I'm saying that part's cool. It's just that's the
yeah.
explanation.
They showed other ways that they moved faster than the warp 10. I guess they weren't using warp. They were just using other things. No,
yeah, they were.
They were talking about Voyager. I'm talking about like
it was the TNG where the one guy took the guy with the face, brought him all the way back to the center of the galaxy or something.
the guy with the face.
Yeah, remember?
Oh, face guy.
Yeah, the
alien from
the guy.
outer space.
Well, all right, let me break it down. The one that fucking controlled market and
Yeah.
turned something super and it became and he's a face. And if you don't
Giant
know
ass head.
yeah, because he's just an observer.
But they didn't even he just kind of.
Yeah, but they didn't tell him how they did it. All they did was just, hey, this is how humans react, and all their only prize was, hey, we're gonna send you home. But I mean, other than that, like the warp thing is like that's what you have to reach the
That's
threshold.
another thing too. Is
I
like
don't understand how that works though, because I'm reading here.
Well, Star Trek. What the hell do you expect?
Because it says here, okay, in Voyager Part 2, they go warp 9.975,
Yeah.
which is, and it took them 5 days to hit 40 light years. And then the next one is warp 10, and it's just like infinite.
Yeah, because that's what warp 10 is. Because no one's
Instant
reached it.
transmission.
When you get it's instant transmission. You're in one place and every place at the same time. Hence why Paris he got fucked up.
So
He hyper evolved pretty much. Same with Janeway, and they both had babies.
So how come those would have warp 9 like
They've been in the species.
at warp 5, and then
Warp
5
9,
through
warp-
5
warp-
to 10 could be whatever it is between 9.0 and 10.
What?
So how
Say
come-
that again.
How come
What
warp
we're talking
9 can't be warp 5, and anything between warp 9 and warp 10 is warp 6 through 10?
Why would it have to be that though?
Because,
Because there's
you
warp factor
keep
for
on going,
everything.
because it says, it looks like you keep on going. It could be, you could hit warp 9.99999, but, it'd still be okay. But as soon as you hit warp 10, it's just like it's all over.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Just like if you're going,
It's like
you want to break the sound barrier, but as soon as you break the sound barrier, you're going at a certain speed.
Or going the speed of light, you turn into energy.
There's
That's why in science fiction it's called sublight, because you can't make light speed, because writing light speed in a book is dumb, because it's not feasible, and there's no way to counteract the effects of turning into energy back into.
Well, I
matter.
thought you're supposed to.
That's why
I thought
sunlight exists.
The warp makes you go faster than light.
I don't know how fucking Star Trek works.
I thought that's what
You
it was,
need
right?
the same with Star Trek. Star Trek's light speed, or Star Wars is at light speed. I don't know how they do it, but no one thinks about it. No one cares about it. But if we're talking about realism, we have to think about it. You can't go the speed of light and then reform into material.
I think you could go faster than light, right? Because the idea is.
Well, light's absolute though. It's absolute fast speed. That's the speed.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what else is faster than light?
I don't know. I think people
Darkness.
can go faster than light, right?
God.
He just doesn't.
Because you're not.
I mean, if you're going faster than light, you must be going beyond dimensions of some
But
sort.
in regards to space, you're not, when you're going as fast as light,
Yeah.
you're not going. From what I understand, it's like you're not turning into energy. You're just moving the space around you faster than light.
Yeah, you can.
So that they shoot
there's
you
some
across
explanations
the-
like that. Yeah, well, there's also like those shells or whatever that they have for the ships
Mm-hmm.
to encase you in there. But I mean, that's what we're talking about, like these sci-fi shows. I mean, when it comes to like realistic stuff, or at least semi-realistic, that's why you only see sublight, because that's the only thing that's feasibly practical for people in general, unless you're some transdimensional being.
Still
of
know
some
that.
sort.
Okay, you know what we're talking about that face, the Cytherians.
Yeah.
So Barkley, taught himself how to do it. Or they taught him with the technology to do it.
Yeah.
They should have been recording this, right? How
Or it
this
should be.
happened.
Actually, that's a good point because Someone was saying that
It should be in the
he
report.
already inputted all the commands into that should have been recorded.
It should have been recorded how he did it.
Mm-hmm.
That thing should have been shared everywhere.
Well, maybe off screen in next
Off
episode they're all like, oh, there's too much information. We can't.
Or
allow
maybe
you to-
Berkeley punched
Jesus
it in.
Christ.
Somebody spilled coffee on it. Oh shit!
Maybe burst.
Delete.
Yeah. Or he cleared the history.
Oh, the new guy spilled coffee on the console.
Someone overrode my work with some holodeck.
And like
form.
there's other like there's other technologies and other like
How sad.
How sad.
like there's other people who did like other like races with other technologies and they didn't record that either. Like that could have been shared, given the reward. Hey, by the way, this is how we did, or this is how this alien race did it. Try to copy that.
Wasn't there a caveat why they chose Barkley or something like that? There's a reason for it.
It's because he's really smart.
Yeah, but there's a reason
No,
why.
because
But then also he
Is it
races.
because he's descended from spiders?
no, because they were both
You know what I'm talking about, right?
Oh yeah.
they were both in the shuttlecraft, and Jordy didn't get phased because of his visor,
Mm-hmm.
and Barkley was the only other person there. It's like, oh, he got hit. That was the only reason, by chance.
Mm. Yeah, I don't know. I would have to watch it because I'm pretty sure they mentioned why they couldn't get it, but
No,
that
Jordy mentioned why they couldn't get him.
no, but I'm talking about just why they couldn't keep the technology. Record what he made in the supercomputer.
Yeah, no, all of a sudden he got released from the holodeck, and that was it. Like,
Yeah.
just
See,
took
look.
up.
So the Traveler.
Oh, God.
What Traveler? This is a different guy though.
From apparently he pushes the Enterprise past warp 10,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
and it didn't turn into energy.
Yeah, which Enterprise?
But that's the thing, though,
Enterprise
but-
D.
But in Star Trek, you don't turn into energy though. It's not even. I don't think warping past 10 is light.
But see, that wasn't warp though. That was thought.
Oh, okay. So now it
Dude, that
says,
was like-
according to the technical.
Well, now it says.
that the ship.
Wait a minute. Now it says.
The ship did actually achieve warp 10 or go beyond it, but it did travel at extreme speed about warp 9.999999.
No, it went faster than that,
Yeah.
but it wasn't warp.
Oh, I see. This was confirmed in the episode Threshold, where Tom Paris becomes the first human to travel warp 10.
Yeah, and the whole time in that thing, they're trying. Him and Kim are trying to figure out how the hell we're going to make the ship stable enough to go through warp 10. And that's the whole. That was like a good 15 minutes of the episode. And Neelix of all people makes them figure it out. But that's the thing, though. That's there in Star Trek. There's the science they had to figure out how to protect the ship and actually make it in flux of some sort where it doesn't turn into something else or excuse me, it's stability. It's not really necessarily turned into energy or anything. It's just structural stability you're trying to figure out.
And then, okay, so like another thing that was recorded
Yeah.
early on was, okay, so in TNG there was these conduits
Yeah.
that the Borg travel through, and so like you have to do some type of thing where
Wait,
like
you
it's
mean
like
you mean in their ship?
the Borg ships, they travel through like space with
Yeah.
like these conduits that they built, right? These space conduits, whatever. And it's like a garage door. They push a little button and it opens up for them. Like, oh, we can use it. And then like the Enterprise figured out, okay, we recorded what they did. Now we can do it too. And so they know that the Borg, I believe they come from the Delta Quadrant, because that's where Q sent them.
Mm-hmm.
So now, like, you would think they'd record. It's like, oh, wait a minute. The Borg are in the Delta Quadrant. They have these conduits over here. Let's find one of these conduits and do what the
Wasn't
Enterprise
it the
did.
Gamma Quadrant? Or? Oh,
No,
no, the Gamma Quadrant is
Quadrant's
the
Voyager.
other guy, yeah.
Wait, was it the Gamma Quadrant?
No,
The
Gamma
Gamma
Quadrant
Quadrant is
I don't know what Delta.
the Dominion.
No, Gamma Quadrant is DS9.
Yep.
Yeah. Delta is Voyager. But yeah, they had that recorded somewhere in some file saved, and like, hey, look at implement this, what they learned from here, and then use that. But they didn't.
That's making my head hurt, dude.
Yeah, they didn't share.
I don't know, man. I mean, you could probably go deep in that, but also like there's probably a lot of suppression too, because I mean, this Federation itself is really fucking corrupt. Surprisingly, because
after you watch DS9, you find out how corrupt it is.
because I mean,
those people.
But if you watch like just a regular one, every time a fucking admiral shows up to the Enterprise, it's always some stupid bullshit reason, and they don't even like it's always like they're so out of touch.
Why?
Yeah, go over here. Well, we can't tell you because it's a secret mission. All right, cool. Captain Picard gets taken by fucking Cardassians all of a sudden. Like, what the fuck happened? Yeah. You know, so like shit like that. And then you got the the Pegasus one, for instance, where the guy didn't want to say about because they were building the phasing for the
cloak phase ship, whatever,
which they ended up using anyways, but they had to dismantle it. No, they kept it. They had to give it to Starfleet and actually put Riker under arrest.
And they had to show the Romulans like, hey, we have it.
Yeah, and then like
that's so un-Starfleet thing to do.
What?
I would just hit it. I would just not even tell the Robins. If he's like, hey, we'll just lock this away.
I think it's
and
just.
then once shit's the fan with the Robins, we'll bring it out.
Yeah, but I wonder if it's just maybe because I think they just want to be in good graces with the Romulans. Say, hey, we're not gonna fuck around.
Yeah.
Which the Romulans do obviously. Plus, also, what's really cool about the episode is the actual interaction between him and Picard, or the Romulans and Picard, because they're just being really snarky the whole time and passive
that's their whole thing.
Yeah,
being passive aggressive.
Yeah.
What are you guys doing here? Oh, we're just.
We're doing something. Yeah, it's a scientific thing. Oh, don't worry about it. Hey, maybe we should work together and share it. No, that would be fine. I think we're going for different objectives here. And it's like, word me out. I'm like, wow, dude, you're a dick. But then again, they're at war, but shit, man. It's just
it's like the one time where like that guy was trying to get, or when Cisco was trying to get the Romulan Center to join the war in the Dominion. And then he's all like, the guy's all like, "No, funny. I thought I thought Cisco was going to be taller than this in person." And like he was really totally passive aggressive towards him.
Well, the Romulan or in the DS9.
Was it Cardassian?
No, it was Romulan. Cisco was trying to get the Romulans into the war. Well, anyways, I want to change gears, and I want to talk about my theory about why Back to the Future remake would be such a good movie.
What? This is gonna be a throwing Chingazos episode.
He was telling me about this, and I was like,
So wait.
See,
who would you cast? Who's the new Marty?
Let's think about what the thing's gonna be about first.
Yeah.
I think a
sequel or remake.
No, a remake. A reboot, right?
What they're doing with
No.
I mean, if they reboot it, it's just the same thing.
No. Okay. See, here's my thing. I think
how do we remake it for today?
How do we make it? They go. This takes place today.
Just explain your theory first. Just like why?
Okay.
Yeah. Because we're just throwing them questions.
We're gonna start cutting you down.
Let them say speech first.
Here's my thing. Like I think that the premise, the story, right?
Yeah.
Going back in time 30 years to the 80s, or the 90s, right? Before the internet.
Right.
I think that's a really good vehicle. The same story that we use in Back to the Future, to reboot it. But I don't think if they call it Back to the Future, fine. Or they could call it something else. But I think that they could use the same story to make a really cool movie. And it doesn't really have to use the same characters or same names or have to be in the same place.
So no Back to the Future 4.
So it's gonna be Kung Fu Kid instead of Karate Kid.
Yeah.
Sure.
Back to the present.
Back to the present. That's what I'm trying to say, though. It's just like
no, it's feasible. It's doable, but you're going to call it Back to the Future.
But they're going to call it Back to the Future anyway.
They have to call it.
Yeah, they have to call it.
People are going to get mad.
Would you keep the same kind of action comedy kind of tone?
Yeah, I think it should be the same action comedy tone. And I just think
people like dark movies, according to Sony and Warner Brothers. Warner Brothers says it's always about the dark movies. So you got to be brooding, dark, gritty, grainy.
You tell that to Batman versus Superman.
So okay, wait. So if this going to be reboot, there's a doctor, right?
Well, there's going to have to be a scientist.
Like a scientist,
right?
Male or female?
It doesn't matter.
Okay, so there's going to be a kid also, right?
Sorry, go on.
It's going to be like a teenager.
It could be a teenager, yeah.
Okay.
A millennial.
Should you use the
what's
characters'
the
new names?
vehicle?
Or new names, same names?
Wait, what?
Characters, new names, same names, or no?
Whatever, sure, why not?
Yeah,
it could be Rick and Morty.
Are you okay with a female doctor?
It doesn't really matter. I mean,
yeah, I don't
it
think
could be a black doctor.
It's irrelevant.
Like
the names.
Yeah.
Could be anything.
I just think that the retelling the story for today's audience would be really cool.
What's the machine?
The machine? It could still be a car.
The Gremlin.
What car?
What car?
I don't
That's
know.
really important.
What car would it be?
DeLorean was kind of special because it was like not a cool car, but it made it cool. Like the design, the outside
we
design.
talked about that earlier. I think the car was supposed to be meant as a crappy car when they introduced it.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
It should be a Formula One.
Formula One, yeah.
No, I mean, I think they used it because
that's just like.
Well, he used it. He said that he had
trying to be too modern.
He had like a logical
obviously
reason why.
Yeah. But
It
Marty,
looks space
when
age.
Marty says,
Yeah.
"Hey Doc, you built a time machine out of DeLorean,"
Yeah.
he says it's like oh, I can't believe you. It almost sounds like a DeLorean. And at the time, DeLorean was already a failure of a car. It was a joke. It was a lemon.
So,
I
he
think that
chose
was
it out of style and like the logical stainless.
Well, I
steel.
was telling Daniel that I think the reason that Doc picked it, other than the stainless steel, is he probably went to used car lot, and I was like, this is the only car he can afford that actually looks futuristic.
I think he can afford more, though, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, his budget might.
Well, it makes you wonder because how did he get it? He must have spent a lot of money to get plutonium, or but then again,
Yeah, all his money probably went to the plutonium,
He
right?
didn't spend money on plutonium.
I think it was a
He
trade,
stole,
right?
yeah, he got it from the living
That's
ends.
the reason
He
why
stole
it's
from
a
the living
trade.
ends. Yeah, but the thing is like if you're gonna have all the equipment on there, you might as well have just got like a Nissan pickup and done that,
True. Or any other hatchback.
Yeah, and then I think the other joke is, they make it such a big deal that you have to go 88 miles per hour, and I doubt that car, the DeLorean, can even accelerate that fast in that small strip.
It's
I'm
modified.
also kind of curious. I mean, what other cars could do that weren't race cars back then?
A lot of cars, really.
You
A lot of
hella
cars
quick
can-
though?
a lot of
No,
cars
not
can
the
do
5 point slow.
But I mean, if we're gonna harp on the DeLorean like that, I mean,
Yeah, I want to harp on it.
because I mean, what engine? I'm pretty sure it was like a.
It was a
Volkswagen.
V6, and it
V6.
only did like 130.
No,
Yeah.
the
Horsepower.
DeLorean had like a Renault engine.
Was it, or was it
It was a
Volks-
Renault,
not Volks.
Volkswagen, Volvo, Renault.
Yeah, it was weak. They didn't have turbo or anything. No
Well, most of
engine.
their cars are meant for like compacts though. That thing was fucking huge.
Yeah, and that thing was underpowered.
Yeah.
And here's the other question about that movie: is
And it had a bunch of junk on it too.
when,
Yeah, that's
when,
even
when the
taller,
doc,
yeah.
when the doc is
So it
doing
makes
the
sense.
remote control on it,
Yeah,
how is he controlling the clutch and the stick?
it's automatic. No,
No. No.
semi-automatic.
Hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. They didn't think that through.
Yeah.
He's a scientist.
Hey, you don't give a fuck. It's a scientist. It just works.
Well, then,
Okay, so what's the car then?
the car? I don't know. It has to be something.
If it's a car, you said the car. What's the car?
Yeah, or what other type of vehicle, I guess.
Would it be a modern car?
No, it
Like-
definitely wouldn't be. I don't think that Doc would have the money. I mean, well, see, that's where
Well, what if he gets grants?
if you want, he might have gotten a grant.
Now we're getting
Going
into
great.
this.
I want a grant for.
I don't know, but for today, I don't know. I guess it's what you want.
Because the car's iconic. You can't. Can you
Yeah,
replace
you're
it?
gonna need a car that's gonna be marketable.
But can you replace the DeLorean?
So instead of Einstein, it would be Hawking, right? Is the
Yes.
name of
Hot.
Yeah. I mean, can you replace the DeLorean? I mean, well,
No, it's
what about
probably like Elon Musk. The
You can use it again.
yeah.
No, I'm trying to serious. I mean, I've seen some modern ones that are actually fucking nice.
Yeah, the rebuilt ones.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
can do that as well. I heard they rebuilt it with the LS1 in it.
But
Those things are beasts.
and you're right. I think if they do a remake, they're going to use
The only other car I would think is probably like what's it called? Fucking what's his name? I forgot his name. No, the stupid electric car.
Tesla?
Tesla.
Yeah, for a reflection of today's society.
It'd probably be that all electric, whatnot. Don't worry about gas,
Mhm.
but now you have to worry about charging it.
But I mean, I don't know. Wouldn't you think
Yeah.
the premises would be pretty cool that they go back into the 80s?
Yeah, you can do it, but then you're like, what?
I still rather it be go back to the 90s.
Or to the 90s or whatever. Or,
Well, anywhere.
mid-
Doesn't matter.
And then meet random characters that just happen to be played by Michael J. Fox. And
Well, but see, that's
Run into a
but,
tunnel.
like when I talk about reboot, I think she falls short from actually including those characters or even mentioning those characters. I think they should just redo the whole movie.
the
and then-
Power Rangers had
Should it-
Amy
should it be
Blue
a re-
Johnson. And,
But see, also it could also be like a total continuation of the other one,
Mhm.
of it just a different character that maybe doesn't know about Doc, but knows that these things exist, or maybe they run into the one that's hidden the whole time that we don't even
Oh
know about.
yeah.
It's like what the
See,
fuck?
that'd be cool.
Yeah, now see that would be cool
'Cause that's a
for
good-
part 4.
That's a good leeway
And- and
because
that's-
There is a plot hole there.
Yeah, because I was telling Daniel about this last night. It's like part 3. He takes the 50s DeLorean back in time, and then they had that giant microchip on top of the hood, right? And then they're like, "Oh my God, how am I get home? The fuel line's cut, right? How come they don't use Doc Brown's DeLorean and leave this one behind?"
Yeah.
And all they had to do
But-
is just pull the chip off of this DeLorean and put it onto the Doc Brown's DeLorean, and there you go. Movie's done in 20
But
minutes.
see, that's the thing, like
Because there is 2 DeLoreans, right? When they
Yeah,
go to
when-
the Old West.
When they go Wild Wild West.
But the thing is, though, I was telling him like the only argument he got for that is the fact that Doc always has a plan B, regardless of if it's going to use it or not.
There's a plan B.
Dude, he always has a backup plan for something.
Really?
And I'm pretty sure that backup plan is to have the DeLorean in the cape. And why would he go out of the way to say, you know what, I'm gonna? Because remember, he's already beyond the fact that I wanted to go time traveling again until what's her face.
Well, he's happy where he's at.
Yeah. So now at this point, he's already been like, what? I don't know how many years since that he put it away. He might have forgot about it. Not forgot about it, but he doesn't care about it.
The
He
thing
comes
is,
back-
it's like, but then Marty comes back and he's just like, oh shit.
Like if Marty knew about it, sure. But it's just
Unless he used it to make the train.
oh man, that could be a total about
yeah. Dude,
He
you know
goes back
what?
to parts.
I'd
right?
say that's pretty much a yes.
There's your part 4 right there.
That's like a definite
The train?
possibility.
That Doc, takes his wife and gets into the DeLorean that he hid, and just goes to the future and makes a train.
No, I'm
Or
thinking
makes
he-
a train
Or
from
he
it.
makes a train out of it.
Yeah,
right?
he pulled it apart. Like, okay, since Marty's back home, I'm gonna take this one that I hid for him.
And you're right.
He's not using it. Now I can use it for
that would
the
be
train.
perfect because the Doc probably
How
would
come
have
no
been.
one ever said that?
The Doc probably would have his passion might have been reignited after he got married and everything.
No, he did. I think he did after he found out. Because remember, he has a hard on for his own rules.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that in number 3, Marty was the one that actually coached him over time. Actually, he coached him over all the movies.
Yeah.
Saying, hey, you know what? Just don't worry about it. You got to learn. You got to figure out what's gonna happen. He read the note. And Doc actually sent a note back to him in the 50s.
Mm-hmm.
He's already breaking all his own rules. And by the end of the movie, he's, you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna be that time traveling guy.
Yeah.
He wanted to break. He wanted to dismantle everything off the bat. But now in the third one, he's already, now that he found the love of his life that he saved, which he shouldn't have because she's supposed to be dead.
Yeah.
And he already broke that rule.
Yeah,
So now
he
it's
put them
like.
already.
So now at that point, I think he should when
Whatever,
he
let's
gets
Just
do
to
like,
it.
whatever,
Yeah,
I
fuck
want
it.
the time traveling family
Yeah.
done.
and plus, yeah, like why not do what you want to do is and fucking time travel and see what you want to see originally without anyone fucking it up like Marty.
Yeah.
That if they would have just spent like 30 seconds, if the Doc would have been like, hey, you know what? I actually used a DeLorean that I wrote.
Just that
in.
last
Yeah.
little bit when he's like,
That
going
would've
to at the end,
completed the
saying his
movie.
goodbyes,
Marty
yeah.
would be like, look at this train. It's like, how, Doc?
Oh,
Oh, that DeLorean
Yeah.
I almost gave to you.
Yep.
I used it to do this.
Yeah, that would have.
But then Marty would be like, well, why don't we just use that? They come back. That would have been good.
I would have almost died over there.
But see, that would have been the perfect time to have Doc give that one of what the fuck looks. Then just say whatever.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
No, that's my DeLorean.
Yeah.
Just play the music.
Roll credits.
But see, like that, I don't know why. I mean, that's a good point. No one really brought that up. That he could have just made the train because honestly, when he flew away, when he went into the back to the past or future, present.
Because you also had the board there, too.
Yeah.
The board stayed back.
Yeah.
So he
What,
could use that
in the 50s
also.
or-
No, in Wild Wild West.
Oh, to do the hover technology for the train.
Yeah, remember?
Or
Oh, that's
retro.
right.
He saved himself in Clara. So he has the
Yeah.
board. He has the board and the DeLorean at the same time.
So I very much like the idea of continuing it with some kind of lore, even if you never run into Marty and Doc
Yeah.
or anything
Yeah,
like that.
I agree.
And have one of these as a found object, and somebody, retroactively develops an understanding of how the technology works.
Or you just have maybe just have some shitty instructions on there, like on a paper that no one, you figured out, or just maybe get to 88 miles per hour, and maybe the guy's just fucking joyriding it or something,
Yeah.
then.
Well,
Oh shit!
hey, we
Back to
learned
Hill
that
Valley,
we
1950.
learned that Biff found out how to use the machine anyway.
Yeah, he used it pretty quick. I mean, he was just inspecting the car once, and then when they left, he actually picked it up and went with it. When they went to Hill Valley that one time, because he followed him in the cab. But prior to that, he was actually looking at inside, and then he, scampered away.
If you were Doc Brown, and if you had found out that you only had a year or two left to live, what would you leave to the world?
I'll build that train first.
No, the future gets so
let's
fixed.
say after that. What if he finds out at some point, you were to say retroactively, that he had an incurable disease? And he's like,
But how do you know that?
well, everything dies with me. No one knows this. This is just speculation of what
Yeah,
you
the
could
thing
do
is,
for a future film.
I think he would have found. I think he would
Like a
have
time
found
disease?
somebody that would have been worthy.
That would continue on his research. That we
Yeah.
continue on.
Because I think he would not bothered Marty. I think Marty was already done by part 3.
Right.
Well,
No,
wait,
so it's like that-
he wanted to just go home and chill.
It could be Marty's kids that do something.
That's true, huh?
But yeah.
You would have to have someone with a scientific mind. I mean, Marty was not exactly scientifically inclined. So
what would you leave if you're Doc and you're dying?
what if you're
If you're a dog, you're
Oh, Doc.
Doc,
I
yeah.
heard dog for a
If you're
second.
Doc and you're dying,
Yeah.
I'll
Yeah.
just keep on going back to the past.
I would just
Oh,
like
it has
leave
that
the
one.
I would leave the tech to like anybody. Like,
Yeah.
here's how I
To
did it.
anybody? Or would you leave like a
I would
time
know- I would,
capsule
like-
and say like, hey, look, do not break in case of glass. This is a time machine in case the world faces,
Imminent destruction. Or something.
imminent destruction. And
I can see
But
that.
that's
Yeah.
inevitable, though.
yeah, no, that's true. But basically, if you were to leave one last gift to the world, what if you were to do that? You
I
have
think
this
that
thing-
that time machine would be
Yeah.
the worst idea ever to leave it to.
No, but like I see what you're saying. Like if
But,
shit
yeah.
hits the fan,
Yeah.
if shit hits the fan,
here's this.
and
Try to
what
go
if,
back and fix it.
But
what
people
if
aren't
we're-
going to just leave that for.
What if he hands it down the location of this thing secretly from generation to generation of his own family?
Oh, like what's his face?
Yeah,
Like
kinda
National
that.
Treasure.
Yeah, kind of like National Treasure.
It is
Exactly.
National Treasure.
And basically says, okay, sure,
National
sure.
Treasure 3.
There we go.
And
DeLorean.
Back
in the
time.
future, yeah, it's like I've created something, and they're like, whatever, some crazy old coot at some point along in my family said that there's a thing, and we're facing something that the world's just about to die out, or something is actually
Or we're
coming
going to
of
a
the
war.
planet.
Like
Or we're going to war, and no one believes we're going to survive it. And if somebody tells them we're not going to survive it, and this is it. This is it. We're done. Unless we could go back in time, and it's like, hey, there's this crazy old guy in my family. I have a crazy old uncle that told me that there was some crazy guy way back at the time that said that if you were to follow these instructions, you'd find something that would allow you to go back in time. It's like, it's kind of crap. It's like, well, what else are we going to do? The world's going to end anyway.
Yeah.
Wouldn't those events have already happened then? To lead up to the world ending?
Oh, now you're doing like the whole Bill and Ted thing.
No, not necessarily. The
least
way
Bill
you
and Ted's
could
good.
write it.
You
So it was me who stole my dad's keys.
Fucking love that movie.
I totally put him in this Back to the Future remake that is actually kind of a sequel. That's kind of the route that I'd like to see it go. It's kind of a sequel, but kind of its own thing.
Yeah.
So,
right
I can see it.
but in
next
which
generation
case
kind of
you
thing.
have this, and it would be funny if it started out as a broken down piece of shit DeLorean, and they're like, this is stupid. One of the guys brings him with him, just leaves because he thinks it's dumb.
If it's called Back to the Future, the idea is to go back to the future. You go back in time.
But they have to make sure there's a future to go back to.
True. But I think
Because otherwise there isn't going to be a future unless they go back.
Yeah. So you would So that would be the. You would have to go back in time, and then the struggle would be to get back to the future. That would be the. Not actually changing the time itself, but. See, then why would you call it Back to the Future then? Because like back to the Future.
Well, what happened in Karate Kid? It was supposed to be Kung Fu Kid.
Yeah.
Supposed to be, yeah.
Which one? The one with the what's
Yeah,
his
so
name?
Jackie Chan.
Well, they just messed up there. They wanted.
But you're making it sound like, oh, they're not going to do that again. Well, they will.
Well, yeah. They probably would.
There's going to be some guy that thinks he knows what he's talking about. Well, we're going to reference the old, so we got to just call it Back to the Future because we got to get that audience back.
Ultimately, if they make a remake, they're just going to take the old one and they're going to go back to the 80s, and it's going to be the same thing. Same characters and all that.
Yeah.
Well, they're
Which
gonna try
is
to-
sad. I'd kind of like to see that franchise go somewhere somewhat familiar and
just want them to-
somewhat
New.
I just want them to go back to the
at the same
90s.
time, which is really what I want from Star Wars and a lot of these franchises too.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
I don't want the same damn thing over again.
Yeah,
Oh, dude, we had that. What are you talking about? Except Disney doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah, no.
We had all that shit though. And to tell me that that's why I can't.
Yeah, George Lucas was doing it by
Yeah.
himself. No one liked it, but he was doing it.
And then
Yeah, he was.
And now we have a safe blanket of Disney to do it.
Yeah,
for
with
us.
more
Yeah.
but now with more lightsabers incoming.
Well, Disney knows what people generally want, and they aim to do that so that they can get money out of it.
Yep.
It's an investment for them. So,
Future.
to the future. Nah, I wouldn't see it work.
Back to the Future? Or
Yeah,
something?
I mean, I like it's cool talking
It
about
could work.
it, but I don't think it'll have the same
I just
charm.
think I think it's
I
just.
want to see if Steven Spielberg can pull off the Back to the Future feel with Ready Player One. then maybe I could see them.
Did you guys read the book?
What, for Ready Player One?
Yeah.
No, I haven't.
Okay. I was wondering about that.
What's that thing called?
That doesn't look that good to me.
It's
I
the
don't
Iron
know-
Giant.
I don't know what
in it.
this-
That's- I don't
there's
really know
something
too
that's-
much about it.
There's nothing to really say about what you see though, because right now it's just a jumble of references. I mean, I still know what the movie's
but
about.
So-
still,
yeah.
the way it looks though, it doesn't look good to me.
What exactly is
What do you mean?
it?
San Francisco Rush, dude. That shit was hilarious.
No, but no, it's just the way
The CG?
it doesn't look like a Spielberg movie. It looks like a very clean Michael Bay movie. It looks very references
If that was the
everywhere.
case, if they left it for the last point in human history, the DeLorean or something like that, the first thing, it would already be set to a time period that Doc would have pre-selected. And where would they go? When would they go?
Yeah, it's gonna be
That sounds
1985. the last
sounds like-
year.
So Doc would have already known, or
Doc would know that if somebody from the future were to find his DeLorean, that it would be one of his ancestors, and that shit's going down.
and if they would just go back to him.
And that he would have it preset to come back to him so that he could help.
I think the train is what they have to find because the train exists. The DeLorean doesn't exist anymore.
So
And there's multiple
You know what?
trains.
Put the
That's funny
train-
'cause, the train seems like it outperforms the DeLorean.
The DeLorean's outperformed itself
Well, yeah.
in the second one.
as odd as it sounds, it's newer.
It looks terrible. It looks like a Willy Wonka
Oh
contraption.
yeah.
God, I
Dude,
love that train. What are you
You
talking
look like
about?
a Willy Wonka
Oh,
like
shit.
construction. What are you talking about? But
We'll
then you
have
know,
none
like-
of your train hating here. Okay.
I mean, it doesn't matter that it even outperformed it.
That's something that they should find is the train, not the
Yeah.
DeLorean.
Okay. Well then,
This is
the
an
train.
old train, like in a like an abandoned yard.
How would you
or
do
something
that
like
though? Like, I mean, what do you? I don't know. For me,
It'd be
if,
decked out as hell.
if the train exists,
Unless his kids carry on.
but that's the thing that,
Yeah.
that it's kind of implied in the cartoon. The kids are doing it now because, and you're never gonna find the train like hidden somewhere. It's gonna be the train's always gonna be in motion because someone's always gonna be using it.
You remember the cartoon?
Then if he
Oh, yeah.
actually, oh yeah,
But that's what I mean. Like that's why I'm referencing the cartoon of that.
I can imagine if he came back and dealt with Doc at that time and he knew what was going on, and be like, well, why didn't you had the time machine for all this time, why didn't you solve this problem? And he's like, motherfucker, there have been threats to all this stuff, and I did a couple of that in my day, but I got older, and there you go.
I just don't give a fuck now.
And so when it comes down to it, he would probably say there were a couple events in human history I might have changed a little bit so that we all have a little bit more time. So, and he'd be like, but I can't do it anymore, and I'm happy you found this.
But see, that's the thing though. Like, I can't do it anymore. Let's zoom to this point and number 3 beyond this point. It's all hypothetical. He already broke all the rules of time that he used to give a fuck about. So assuming that
Maybe he just doesn't want to do it anymore.
I
Because
can't-
I mean, come on, let's
No,
face it.
he does want to do it. It's the fact that he says he doesn't like the fact that he says that humans can't. You're not supposed to be using this power. No one's good enough to use it for good. Period. I mean, even Marty, he's a good guy. What's the first thing he does? Buys a fucking almanac. So see how quickly that willpower fades away the instant they already see that the idea of money.
Yeah.
Doc Brown's the only person who even cares about shit. And the fact that he wanted to break it down because
he did care about shit right up until it's like change time. And he's
but the
like,
thing
oh,
is, though, but that's the thing. He cared about it because he didn't want things going wrong. He was afraid of touching anything. He knew about the butterfly flight effect and whatnot. The thing is that I think later on in the future, where he doesn't give a shit now, and he obviously he's a master of time in his own right. And who else time travels? How's that funny? Who else time travels in the movie? We're talking about the balance of this movie. It's like, none of this sounds stupid to me. Well, you're telling me that with what he does now with the train, you tell me he's not like a master inventor, master of time.
Well,
He was shitty in the 50s until he made the flux capacitor. And in the third movie, he has a fucking train, and you're telling me, well, he's not the master.
He's a great engineer.
It doesn't matter. He's the only one. He's the one that foremost knows about time and time traveling.
I don't think he still knows a lot about
Okay,
time.
he doesn't know it at all.
He knows how to make a train that time travels.
but he
Good
knows
for him.
But he knows how to do it.
Yeah,
I mean,
he's not a
gonna do
master
it.
of time
Who
travel.
else? Then that would apply. Someone else would.
No one's a master. He's
Nah,
still.
It doesn't matter, regardless
You
of that.
can never
perpetuate
master
student.
something like that.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter to the point like.
What about
I
John Titor?
maybe an
Fuck,
authority
that guy's
among
crazy.
all the people that he knows that know absolutely nothing.
But this is besides it being he's master time. He's the one that knows about it the most. He's the only one besides Marty and maybe his kids now.
He's maybe an expert, sure.
But regardless of that,
Yeah.
he can straight up go back in time and tell his older self to only reinforce the future more by feeding his older self more inventions and more technology. So in the past, he could take himself be the same age, or always getting perpetually younger by knowing more, because he just has to go back in time to tell him his old self, because he doesn't give a fuck about time anymore. He's not gonna break everything, because I already fucked up time.
Wait, so he effectively lives forever?
He technically can through his old self, because he can always go back and tell his own people, his own self, this is what happens, what you need to do to be.
When you get to this
And you
point,
can accelerate,
go back.
You can accelerate your shit. I mean, they even did it in Terminator Salvation, which is stupid. That the T-800s are already being made.
So now he's like
prior to
he's
before even like the actual T1 movie started.
in a way he's playing God.
Yeah.
Yeah, but at the same time, he doesn't. He
That really doesn't lend itself to like.
But if
Good outcome.
he's the only one that unless there somehow finds a dark brown that has some weird malalignment to life. And
I mean, he could be. He could go crazy.
How do you feed himself more information though?
He would just tell his previous self. I mean, that's all he has to do is go back in time and tell himself. He talked to himself already. He even talked to himself when he was fixing saying, "Oh yeah, don't you need one of these little blah 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 Phillips head?"
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. Thank you, sir. Because he already knew.
So
That's all it is, just knowing what you
He
do.
collects info.
Yeah, and
brings it back.
Got
to
it.
And all he has to do is perpetually do that over and over.
So he's
and
basically
over.
doing what he did with the almanac.
Yeah, but except for himself. For
But-
himself, not because he's the one that knows
Different
it.
versions of himself then?
Yeah, of the past. Because if he
But
tells he tells himself in the past, he's gonna know more. He's gonna know more in the future, and it's gonna hyper accelerate his knowledge.
Got it. Okay. That makes
Okay.
sense.
You know,
What's the difference between knowledge and money?
well,
Yeah.
in knowledge in his case, because he doesn't need money for the stuff he's doing. At the point that he is with his train, I don't think he needs money.
To create stuff, maybe.
That makes my head hurt.
Yeah.
It's just like the almanac.
But I get what
though.
he's saying though. He's like when you get to a certain point. But wait, tell his future self. Like how
Past
would-
self.
or his past
I'm not
self.
talking about.
Sorry, yeah.
His future self can live a life.
Yeah.
Can live a life and go. I'm gonna go pass these experiences down to my previous self. Hey, make sure you at this point do this and do that, do this, and avoid these things. And now you're better set. It's just him giving. It's just him
How
resetting
far-
himself.
But how far in the future though?
I would say where he's actually capable of making a flux capacitor,
Yeah.
or where he's actually capable of doing stuff. Because I mean, back in the 50s, before he made, all he did was think about it.
Yes.
He didn't make it until the 80s.
Yeah.
So imagine him going further back in the past and having him understand how it does work, and it's going to only hyper accelerate him.
Where's the drama?
I'm just talking about later on. I guess it's like just like
So-
the hypothetical of what Doc Brown could be.
Yeah, it could be doing.
But also,
Yeah.
where's the peak? There has to be a peak. I mean,
Well, it has to be done. But unless there's boredom, he can go crazy later on just from boredom, sheer boredom, and become a time master that Marty has to kill or something. Who gives a fuck?
Okay.
It's something dumb.
So there we go. Marty has to kill him at the end.
All right. Okay, so
That'd be fucking cool though.
so wrapping this up and to stay on time travel, what do you guys think about Arnold Schwarzenegger being in the new Terminator movie?
is it a reboot or
No,
a
they're making,
continuation?
I
Wait,
think
there's a newer one other
they're
than
making a new one.
Genesis?
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Because James Cameron's doing it.
They're doing another swing following Genesis.
Okay,
so
so
it
It's
exists
not-
in the
it's
same
not they,
universe.
it's just-
Same universe, yeah.
all right, so
But
it's not a reboot.
So this
James
movie,
Cameron.
it's going to ask,
That's
or it's
the
going
biggest
to
thing it's gonna
answer
do.
why the T-800 looks like Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Didn't he do that number 3?
Yeah, it did.
Or number 4.
Number 3.
Yeah, number
Yeah,
three.
They already
Well,
explained it.
that's-
Arnold's a straight up white boy.
I'm just reading what the internet says, okay?
It must be right.
Wait, why
Well-
he looks like Arnold though?
Yeah, why they modeled him after Arnold.
It was just some high tech dude. The guy that was actually in the thing, and he was actually working out.
That's a hidden scene though.
Oh,
Yeah,
was
it
it?
says
Yeah.
here it's a,
So I don't think they.
But that was the
count it.
implication.
That should have been in, but they didn't count it.
But that's
So,
the implication.
Well, I thought it was just the physique.
so I guess the Deadpool director's going to be directing this one. It's coming out,
No, I think he was attached. I don't know if he's still doing it.
well,
He's doing something called.
I'm not going to argue against the internet here.
He's doing some other movie, not Inner Space, something else. He's doing something else.
I don't know. Just for me, though, it's just like,
Well, he's like the Pops Terminator,
I think-
pretty much still now.
Arnold should just give
Wait,
it up.
did the
He
Pops
should start-
Terminator survive?
He did.
Genesis?
Yeah, but the thing is, Arnold
T-1000.
should start making movies based on his age. Take roles, more of his age.
That's it right here.
Oh, okay. Let's see this. See, I've never seen T3.
No longer risk the well-being of our men and women in future.
Oh, this is the whole. We'll just watch it because it's actual.
Sure.
It's almost like a Pulver Hogan propaganda skit.
Of our upcoming product line. Say hello to the soldier of tomorrow, the T1 battlefield robot, a fully fully autonomous ground offensive system.
360.
In the air, the hunter-killer aerial weapons platform. This isn't science fiction, it's reality. Thanks to our
So
top
it's a
secret
drone.
innovation, Skynet, the revolutionary artificially intelligent battlefield management network. From
Isn't Paul
intercontinental
Verhoeven
missiles
though, right?
to the
No, it's not, but I'm just saying.
I feel so much like it.
Sorry, I'm late, gentlemen.
Just got started, Bob. Take a seat.
Okay, proceed. Great leaders aren't born, they're made. Right here with the technology developed at CRS.
You do know the patents were obtained from a private vendor, Cyberdyne?
Cyberdyne. It's ancient history.
Using designs
Okay.
generated by Skynet, we no longer risk the well-being of our men and women in uniform.
What's this? This part's
Robots will
hilarious.
take their place on the front lines.
Hi, I'm Chief Master Sergeant William Candy. I was honored to be selected by CRS in the ongoing effort to save American lives.
I don't know about that accent.
We can fix it.
Wow. I guess that's young Arnold.
Our power to make war safe. And that is truly priceless. CRS brings you the face of the future. Ooh, it's me.
What the hell?
But see what I mean? 30 kind of. I mean, they did it there in a way, but
Yeah.
Interesting.
But it's not
I think Arnold should just do Conan 3 and call it a day.
King Conan.
King Conan. Yeah, that'd be cool. Triple H's other Conan or
Son of Conan.
Son of Conan.
No, he'll
John
be the
Cena.
imposter Conan.
Oh, you could be the villain.
Yeah, I guess so.
That'd be
Wow.
cool.
Needs his best buddy, bro.
see, the thing is though, with like, they're gonna make a new Terminator. I mean, granted, with James Cameron, hopefully that's actually not bad. But if it's gonna be a sequel to Genesis, I might be all right because stuff they said in that's actually kind of cool. At least like the types.
I just want a future
Type
war
stuff is
movie.
cool.
Future War.
Future
we need
war-
purple
future
lasers.
war, Yeah.
And
One is not gonna be
The phased rifle at the 400 or was it the 40 watt range?
Purple lasers, hunter killers, nothing but rubble and skeletons. That's it.
Yeah.
Just have that. Nothing else.
Yeah, how about a plot?
No plot. No.
Actually, in
No plot, no
Genesis,
problem.
Genesis, man, that shit was actually pretty. That was like probably one of the best parts of the whole movie.
Yeah.
Genesis?
Mm-hmm. I was like, the Future War was like the best part.
There was a Future War?
Yeah, it was like a good 15 minutes. It was all
I totally forgot about it. You know?
No, was it when they were trying to like? What was when they found?
when they actually found the actual time machine before they
Yeah.
used it, and they show like
They're trying to get there.
yeah, they're trying to get there, and they
Yeah.
have this whole operation to get to it because it's already Skynet at their last
Yeah.
legs.
Yeah.
So-
No, you're right.
But it was really cool how it just had the whole the lasers there. It just looked like the original one. That's all. It was fine, but it was just kind of weird how they copped out with the new John Connor at the very end. Though.
They need to make a trilogy again.
They were trying. I see the twist that they're trying to go for, and at first I was like, eh. Well, I saw the trailer and I was like, oh great, why the hell did they show that in the fucking trailer?
Yep.
Which thing?
Like when they first showed the trailer for Genesis, you're like, oh, it's all right. This
I
looks
forget
kinda
what
cool.
they showed.
They pretty much showed like the big reveal of like John Connor being like the hybrid.
Oh right.
At that point, I was like, dude, what the fuck? Like, why they just shot their load right there?
Yeah, they killed it.
Wait, what the hell? Like that was such a dumb thing to do.
Yeah, in a way. But there was a higher. I mean, it wasn't even like the full. He wasn't really the real boss though.
Yeah,
It was whatever that.
it was Doctor Who.
Yeah, or whatever the continuation of that bullshit Doctor was from Salvation, or like the same kind of deal. They had like that special reactor, or at the bottom of War
Matt
like that.
Smith.
Yeah, I mean, it's some weird shit, but yeah, honestly, I kind of liked the movie. It was like
No, it was cool.
actor sucked. The whole idea, it was just cool seeing him go back into the 80s and try to get Kyle Reese again.
Yeah.
That was kind of cool, the whole part. But I didn't understand they kind of explained it really well with the T-1000 in the past. But it was kind of cool how they killed it because they actually knew about it. And the death scene's kind of cool because they went to the sewer. And once they went in the sewer, they went to this part where they had a bunch of grates and they had an acid on the ceiling.
Mm-hmm.
And just Sarah Connor just shot it all up. And then he got killed in a random acid. I thought that was pretty cool. That shit was pretty smart. But yeah, other than that, That movie was not bad.
I liked it.
Took fucking liberties, I'll tell you that much. But
So why didn't you guys like Genesis? Or did you like Genesis?
No.
Oh no, sorry, not Genesis. Salvation.
Salvation?
Yeah.
Salvation.
It was good for what it was, yeah.
I like the bikes.
the bikes.
Yeah, like,
the Ground HK bikes.
I liked young Kyle Reese.
Yeah,
Young Kyle Reese is awesome.
Yeah, in fact, he's like, if they were to do another Back to the Future, I would like him to be in like Marty's role if they were to do that.
I thought the T600s were pretty cool.
What was that?
I thought the T600s were pretty cool, seeing a very unpolished version of it.
Dude.
You gotta play Kyle Reese?
He
was
did.
talking about that. That was like the Salvation. That was actually probably the first time I seen in any Terminator movie where I actually literally got scared or I actually felt like fear.
Well, yeah, because you look at it and like, this is wrong. This thing is just fucking wrong.
Yeah, because it's already all melted. It's still an action in one in the main city, right? Where where they dropped the beam on it.
Mm-hmm.
Thing was scared me about it because it's just chilling down the street and it just detects it's human and without a word just turns around and starts shooting. That's what scares me. And it has no face. It's just all melted. Like it already been through battle and it's still alive. And it's just relentless right off the bat.
Yeah.
I would like to see more of those, the T600s in the movie.
Yeah.
With their crappy rubber faces and stuff.
Yeah, but like Daniel said, they're patrolling around and they don't even question it. They just see a life form and they just shoot it.
Everything's cool except for the.
I don't like how I wish they had more future guns again. Oh,
Sam Worthington part, like where he seemed more high tech than anything else around him. Even
but he was though.
But he came from the past.
But that was what I was talking about, where the Skynet keeps reinforcing itself with knowledge, because they go in the past as well. That's why they even made him, because they knew that we need a guy that can infiltrate the John Connor's camp, but still be human as human as possible. And that's what he is. He kind of
is that what happened?
Well, no, because he was still human. He didn't know it.
But the original ending, that's kind of what happened.
They played it because in the original trilogy or like the first two movies, Arnold was a machine and became human, right? Mm-hmm. Or technically human, or like more understood humans.
Yeah.
In this one, what's his name?
But he was human first.
Marcus, right? Felt he thought he was human, then he began to understand he was a machine. As the movie progressed, he realized he was a machine.
Was he a real machine though?
He was a machine.
Yeah,
he's a true cyborg.
Yeah,
because they ripped out his insides to give him the artificial heart and the skeleton. That's why it's saying they used him to infiltrate, and
I think he still
that's why he didn't know,
lungs, heart, brain, like most of those.
Yeah, he couldn't know he was a machine.
Yeah. But the thing is that was the idea. Is like he was supposed to be the ultimate infiltrator, but he ends up fucking up Skynet's plans and they kill the doctor girl, or whatever, the Doctor Hologram.
But it didn't seem like he was
menacing,
actively trying to infiltrate.
Because they just woke him up.
Was it just like
he just woke him? Yeah.
He wasn't supposed to do it, right? But like they found him, right?
Yeah, but no, they saw him, but he activated on his own. I don't think they turned him on because that's how he pulled himself out of the.
Because the idea he was supposed to be a human, and they're like, "Oh, you're a human, you're with us."
Yeah.
And then they go, and that's why when he got blown up, and they realized
there
was a machine underneath it. That's why they tied him up. It's like, hey, what the?
Yeah, and that's why he's always confused when they kept shooting him. They actually shot him when he has his chest explodes, and it's all the metal. Like he feels the pain still, but he's like, "What the hell are you guys doing?" He's like, well, I'm not a Terminator."
Yeah.
Yeah, but I thought it was kind of cool for that aspect.
So what was the deal? Like, why didn't did Skynet make him like did Skynet make him like too perfect? Like, see, I can't remember the movie that well.
I think
I'll watch it again.
Yeah, well, I think it's not where they made him too perfect. I just think they didn't finish him because he was just stuck down there. And with the whole base got infiltrated, and that's when they find out about T-800s first being built way earlier than they should be.
Yeah.
And that's why
I like that part where John Connor looks at that shit. It's like, oh shit,
yeah,
are you making it right now?
Yeah,
it's supposed to be like a little later,
Yeah. That's the one thing I liked about that.
And
the one thing
invents all the animals and generals is like, hey, we got to do something about this.
But see, also dumb though. He's not a leader like he should be. I want to see that John Connor as well.
That's a movie I've been waiting for since 1992.
Because the
Kyle Reese now.
Because T2 John Connor was insane. The future one. That guy he was gonna mess some shit up.
But you just saw him for a little bit. I mean,
that was all you need. They already set the tone.
Yeah,
like,
you just saw him.
Yeah.
You already knew this guy already been through a lot of shit.
Yeah, he was all scared up.
And like that's supposed to be the whole joke is that he gets the Sam Worthington's heart at the end. And that's why he's so good, because he's able to outlast all these Terminators because he's so fucking strong because of that cybernetic heart. It's some silly. I don't know how they
Who
do that
gets
shit.
the heart?
What do you call it? Sean, they don't show it, but that was one of the news. stories.
Yeah,
John
that was a
Carter,
cool ending
they
too. I
did
like
a
that.
heart transplant on him.
Yeah, in the middle of the desert.
Isn't that like the last? Like, isn't that like the last scene that you see too?
Yeah.
It's just him kind of like fading out. That was cool.
Yeah, watch that again.
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
it was a sick movie.
I think it's one of those movies where you kind of want to watch. You kind of need to see it again and
With
just give it a second
different
shot. Just give it a second
I
shot.
guess it didn't. The
What is
director
it?
messed it up then.
Yeah.
What are the
Made a
usual
music
complaints
video.
against Salvation for the most part? Because I mean, I saw
wasn't-
it. I was like,
It wasn't as Terminator as people thought. 'Cause
Yeah,
there's like
it-
too many empty spaces. It was
It,
like,
it pushes the envelope. It tried to be, its own movie. It tried to stay away from the part 3 and part 2s and all that.
Yeah.
yeah,
And that's what I appreciated about it.
Yeah,
You
no,
know,
that-
other
that's
people
fine,
wanted, they wanted Terminator 4. They don't
Yeah.
want.
what they wanted the same recipe over.
They
it?
wanted. A lot of people wanted the same recipe.
Terminator
Well,
2 all over.
I like a movie
Which they
that's
got.
different that exists in the same universe. So I mean, it didn't seem like it was overtly dumb or anything.
Hey.
It seemed like it was pretty thoughtful.
hey, you know
It
what?
was, yeah.
Let's just say Salvation is kind of, in my opinion, it should be a cult classic over time. I mean, not that
It's
it
not
should be-
already.
Well, yeah, but the one thing is that you should be glad that they didn't make the sequel. Just be glad they didn't make a sequel to it because that was supposed to be the invasion in the 90s of Skynet going back in time.
Wait, what?
Yeah, so it's not even going to be a future movie, so it's going to be a movie in the 90s. They all go back in the past with the other Terminators because Skynet's supposed to invade.
What about
The
T3? Wasn't that T3?
T3 was the start of the Armageddon. Terminator 4, it was the actual. It's supposed to be the fifth one. It was
Yeah.
supposed to be the invasion of Earth
There
in the
was-
past
yeah.
as Skynet.
Oh.
So instead of doing it in the future, they fuck it. We'll just go
So
from the past.
instead of like sending Arnold back there, they're
They
going to
send
send
that
all the. They're going to send the T1s, the hunter killers,
Yeah.
all the machinery.
So they would
Start
have
the
had to
future
gone
war
back
first.
even.
No, just go
They're,
back to the
they're
90s.
just going to send that back to the 90s.
Oh shit.
And it's going to be like all the like the T1, the aerial hunter killer, and then the tank
Yeah.
and everything.
So instead of
How would they have
Skynet
done
doing
that
all
though?
well, how do you think they built a time machine? They're the
But
ones that
I
built
don't
it.
know. I don't know how
They built the
But
time
that's
machine.
pretty
right there.
elaborate though. Like that one time
It may-
machine you can only send back.
Yeah, it's pretty elaborate, but
Well,
that's why
you
it's a
They
future.
built a
That's why.
DeLorean and they send them back.
But this is why I'm saying. This is why I'm telling you. This is why I'm telling you.
Yeah.
But this is why I'm telling
Well,
you.
it wasn't like a portal. Like
Yeah.
you can. Oh, here you walk
But,
through. Oh, now
but
you
again,
walk
this
through.
is why I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Be glad they didn't make it because
Yeah.
then we'd be asking you stupid ass questions. Right?
Got it. Okay.
So-
makes sense.
Yeah, but also you got to think about too. Skynet made that time machine out of desperation.
Yeah,
So who knows what they can make out of even crazier desperation.
Yeah.
that's true.
So shit.
Yeah, we could.
Sounds.
But so
Sounds
okay,
good.
so now they're continuing with Genesis. Like
Terminator sucks.
Like
Right?
when
Now-
so
they need to reboot it.
Yeah.
when
Have
you
three trilogy. again.
like
That's
so
all
what do you
one.
mean is like just like clean slate, just redo
Well, Genesis was
I guess this was a reboot.
because this
Yeah.
is still
Rebooted
continuing.
Salvation was supposed to be that,
Yeah.
but now that didn't do well. So
Yeah.
Genesis was supposed to be.
No, I'm
Rebooted.
thinking
But
like
that's not a reboot.
I'm thinking
either.
reboot, start over fresh. Have
With Zac
three.
Efron.
That's a set three.
Yeah.
Confirmed. We're making 3 movies.
Yeah.
And these 3 movies.
and it's
are,
called Terminator.
And these 3, yeah, these 3 movies are in a loop. And that's all it is.
Okay. See, there we go. I dig that because what they're doing is they're just continuing the story with an alternate timeline. Now they're not.
Or shifting timeline.
Yeah, it's like it's.
That's
It's not
the only
like
way
a
to go.
reboot.
The only way to go is to shift the timeline and say, well, we kind of exist. Everything that happened sort of happened, but we just changed it because we knew that.
But that's still not a
how that
reboot
was
though.
ending. Port.
I would totally reboot. Three
Puffin-like
movies
creatures.
stuck in a loop.
So
Time
just
loop.
okay. So then I see that's I can get on board with with that. So it's just
Nuns?
Oh my god.
So you have what the hell?
The modern day Ugnaughts.
Oh, is that what you guys looking at? They look like Legos. They look like robot.
Did he get a big freaking scar?
Yeah.
They look like
It's
what's it called?
Scarface.
He was supposed to be. It's supposed to be bigger than that. It's supposed to be across his head. It's not even on there.
What's it called? Robot.
Do we know who got him, or
Who got him?
Yeah.
Ray got him in the face.
that was his Ray? That was his Ray scar.
But the thing is, though, that the one you see here, that's not real. That this one, like this, it's supposed to be like from here. You can kind of see.
Yeah, they
it's a little
messed up.
tiny one. It's supposed to be a bigger one across the face.
Huh.
But no, we got to make him pretty.
Um,
Yeah, I have force powers.
They look like those. What's that boxing game with the toys?
No,
Rock and
Rock and
Sock
Sock.
robots?
Yeah, it's like that.
We're supposed to do a spaceship.
Yeah. Look at these new. Oh my god.
TIE sailors.
Why can't you make it cool? No.
Tiny interceptor.
It's just a tinier TIE interceptor. It looks like just a more low profile interceptor.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably just an advanced new one. At least it's something. Shit.
So this is what I'm talking about. It's like
This?
No, the ships. It's
Oh.
like you'd think that it would push the envelope on the TIE fighter.
The only envelope they push is 2 seats.
Yeah,
But it's still the
those-
same
those
shit.
fronts together.
Because when you look at it, they're technically bigger and more advanced. But when you look at them, you're like they still look the same size as the X-wings. I'm like, dude, they're
Well,
not.
it's a starfighter though, so it has to be looking.
2 seats.
Oh, that's
Invert.
just unique. It's a unique one, yeah.
Yeah.
2 seats. Invert the color scheme. Go. Done.
Yeah.
Put a racing stripe on it.
They did.
Yep.
And speed
Hey,
balls.
those are only for their elite peoples.
Nice Photoshop job with that shit.
Yeah, that's photoshopped all the hell.
Anyway, we gotta leave in like 5 minutes.
All right.
Terminator, 3 movies.
Yeah.
One Future War,
By James Cameron?
one in the 90s, and then one trying to fix it, and it's all looped up.
Yeah.
To go back to the future.
There's no out. It's inevitable, so it's all out. And
That's just continuous.
continuous cycle. So each
But that's
movie,
but isn't that what number 1 and 2 were meant to be?
but there's no third.
Well, the ride.
Actually, James Cameron did say back then that the ride is supposed to be the official.
Yeah, where they go back to
part
the
three.
Coast
Well,
Skynet
no
the
one's
spider.
watching the ride anymore.
Well, you can watch it on YouTube. It's free.
Well, and it is a real sequel because like they got the actors to be in it and all that. So
Yeah, but anyway, yeah.
All right.
It's the most accurate.
That would make the 3.
Yeah.
And like
All
there's
right.
time loop, no escape.
yeah,
Well, this is a
it.
nice
That-
little
that-
sci-fi vapor.
yeah. That's all our banter for today.
See y'all next weekend. This is Lewis.
Oh, Meryl.
Damn, I gotta watch Game of Thrones.
Other Daniel.
Game of Thrones, one more. Game of Thrones.
Thrones.
And Dale hasn't watched the story, so we'll see you guys later.
Bye.
Yeah.
Ba, ba, ba.